Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pandora's Age, Apocalypse Age. I'm just going to delete the timer. There we go. Chapter 3, Keep Calm and Carry On. And this is technically, I suppose you would call it, a side quest. I'm Bryan F. Irving. I will be your games master for this evening. The system we'll be using is Modern Age by Green Ronin Publishing. If you enjoy the system, do take a look at Green Ronin Publishing shop on their website. Modern Age is a fantastic system. I can't express entirely how much I love it, so do check it out if you'd like to on their website. The setting is Pandora's Wake by myself for Gethsemane Games, and hopefully coming to the Age Creators Alliance soon. Sound effects are by the DH9 Radio Foley Unit, Battle Bards, and freesound.org. Music is by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, by the DH9 Radio Production Unit, and by Tabletop Audio. This evening, as I mentioned, this is kind of technically a side quest for our main story. So most of the players will be playing temporary characters, except for Jenni, who's still playing Erin Black. So I'll have them all introduce themselves. I'll open their mics first, as soon as whatever that is that's coming through my headset stops. Somebody has the telly on in the background or something? Okay, seems to have stopped. Right then, so our cast this evening are Mark Saverall as Dr. Alan Lockhart.
Greetings and salutations.
And Ben Watson as Greg Bishop. Ben Watson as Greg Bishop. Sean McGuile as Jeremy Halford. Oh God, he's doing it now. Sean McGuile as Jeremy Halford.
Yeah, I was speaking, but I was muted. So, yeah.
Right, okay. Easily done. I think everybody does that at least 4 or 5 times during the course of the lockdown. We have Jenni Saverall back as Erin Black.
Hello.
We have Chris Gibson as Anthony Burr.
Hello.
And Marie McGowan Irving as Dr. Gail Aston.
Hello.
Now then, I'm getting a bit of a fuzzy feedback that wasn't there when I started to speak, but we have developed it. So let's see if we can figure out if it's where it's coming from. Could everybody mute themselves and bring themselves back on as I name you, please? Okay. So, starting with
working out how to mute myself.
I
see it.
Well, you don't need to now, Marie, because it's definitely stopped. Whatever it was can't be coming from you if you're not muted. So, Marie, you can turn yourself back on. Chris, could you turn your sound back on now, please? As people turn themselves back on, if you could announce you have done so.
Hello?
Yes, thank you. Okay, there is a little bit of trouble from you there, Chris. That seems to be where it's going from. Although it doesn't seem as bad as before. Jenni, could you turn your sound back on, please? Okay. Sean, could you turn yours on?
Yep. Come
on. Ben, could we have the sound from you as well now, please?
Aye.
And Mark, could you put your sound on?
Hi.
Okay, so the problem seems to have more or less gone away. Well, I'm hearing it, but it's not as bad as it was. Let's just hope it's not coming through on the recording too much. So, the various characters for those, well, you won't know them, these are new. Dr. Alan Lockhart is one of the emergency medical team along with Dr. Gail Aston. They've both been dispatched to the oil rig in the North Sea to attend to a casualty. Since most helicopters won't fly during the storm, they've been dispatched with a Coast Guard rescue helicopter, because the rescue pilots of the Coast Guard will fly during a storm. They're more skilled at doing just that. Greg Bishop is one of the oil rig workers who will serve as the liaison between the rescue team and the oil rig personnel. Jeremy Halford is the co-pilot, Erin Black the pilot, Anthony Burr is the winchman, and Dr. Gail Aston, as I mentioned, part of the emergency medical team. This is Pandora's Wake. About a month ago, the Pandora Event tore holes through the fabric of the universe. The walls between our dimension and another world have begun to rip apart. Creatures, plants and diseases from the other verse have begun to terraform our own world. At the moment, most governments are hanging on in there as best they can, but levels of anarchy and confusion have continued to increase as these creatures sweep across the world, the rips continue to open, and so forth. In the midst of all this, a small group of survivors have banded together, and one of those survivors is Erin Black, who, still reporting for work, has been dispatched on this rescue attempt to a North Sea oil rig to recover an injured oil worker there along with the other characters. When we left it, the helicopter had been caught in the storm on the approach to the oil rig, and it had it confirmed that the storm is not a natural storm, or at least it's not natural to us, but is blowing through from a tear in the universe, through from the other verse. Under extremely difficult conditions, the helicopter just about managed to land on the oil rig without tipping over the side, although it was touch and go for a moment. You've landed more or less safely, and the oil rig team have greeted you and are now trying to race you into somewhere a little bit safer than standing out on the raised helipad in the middle of gale-forced winds. You've been introduced to, well, the only person in the oil rig team whose name you've actually managed to hear is Greg's. Everybody else just got whisked away. Their voices got whisked away in the sound of the storm. So, Greg, you're in charge of the of dispersing these people. You're exposed on the helipad at the moment. You need to get the medical team to the medical facility, which is right next door. No, of course it's not. That would be far too easy, wouldn't it? So this is it over here somewhere.
Oh, yes.
And also you need to get the rest of the helicopter team to safety. So you're thinking probably drop them in the rec room, which is over here somewhere. Which are you doing first, or is there anything else you would like to do? Essentially, I'm saying, Ben, what are you doing?
Can you like put a ring around the places? I didn't see the pings as well.
Okay, yeah. I will just switch to objects layer, draw. I'll pick a nice light colour so you can see it. So there's a control I use for this. Oh dear. Yeah, ignore that. That didn't go at all well. Let me just try that again. See if I had the settings wrong. I think I did. So it should be. I think I had it on freehand, and I need shapes and hold shift down. Right, you are. I'm going to need to change it to yellow. So shift. So Ben, let me just recheck that because I think I got that slightly wrong. Yes, I did. You've got where the first square is. Do you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Make that large. Actually, I'm going to make. I'm going to make that the medical facility because putting it relatively close to the evacuation point seems like a good idea. But the rec room is going to be positioned somewhere over here instead. So, what would you like to do?
Well, I'll after obviously strapping myself down so I don't get whisked away. I'll make myself over to the helicopter team. Help them get out of the helicopter as best I can.
Okay.
And then I'll kind of I'll tell everyone to kind of like link up, you know?
Okay. Okay, folks.
And point them towards the medical centre.
Okay. So, folks, because of the extremely high winds and the massive roaring noise out here, every time you are outside, you're going to have to make perception hearing rolls in order to hear people speaking. So, could you all make a perception hearing roll with a target number of 11, please, to understand what the hell this guy's just said there? Anybody who gets less than 11 didn't hear him.
Just managed it.
And how many sixes on the stunt dice was that?
Oh, two.
Two so
dear.
far.
So that's 2 points straight in the complications pool already.
No.
Yay!
I thought you'd be pleased. Did anybody fail to hear him?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, excellent. So you all hear him tell you to follow him, stay linked, and try not to die, really, I suppose.
I don't
Okay.
suppose, like, is the storm, like the eye of the storm or whatever, is it directly above where we are?
No, it's not. It appeared to the northeast of you
Okay.
earlier in the day. This is why the other helicopter teams wouldn't come out, because normally the company that runs the North Sea oil rig, this particular oil rig, does have its own helicopters, but they couldn't fly in the conditions excuse me, that were being talked about, so they handed it off to they asked for help from the Royal Air Force and from the Coast Guard, and it was the Coast Guard who responded first. They had a rescue helicopter available, so that's why you're up to your neck in it.
Typical. So how far away does it seem at the minute?
The storm.
Like the eye of the
Or the eye of the storm. Well, you're not sure, because the eye of the storm isn't in this dimension. The eye of the storm's still in the other verse.
Great. Okay.
So the rip to the other verse is about 200 miles out.
Right.
Oh my god.
This is a big storm, and it's only going to get worse.
I bet is the things falling from the sky
Make a perception seeing test, and I will tell you.
other than what you would expect, like rain?
There's an awful lot of rain falling from the sky. You can't tell what's rain and what's sea because it's been lashed. The sea, there's huge, tremendous, tumultuous waves crashing against the side of the oil rig. It's all quite terrifying until you realise just how high above the surface the actual platforms are. So that the waves themselves are mostly crashing on the legs, the concrete legs underneath, concrete and steel. There is, however, a lot of surf being blown up by the high winds. So you can't tell whether what's hitting you in the face is the salt water of the sea or whether it's rain. You can't tell whether it's water from this world or whether it's been carried through from the other verse by the storm. What you can tell is it's cold, it's wet, it's windy, it's bloody dangerous, and you're not entirely happy about being here.
Can I look for somewhere, seeing as I'm be the first one off, can I look for somewhere to link so that we can be sturdy while we get to the safe zone?
Yes, you can. Now, normally I wouldn't ask for a roll for this, but because it's dark, wet, windy, rainy, and visibility is bloody awful, I'm going to say give me a perception seeing test or searching test, whichever.
For everyone or just his character?
Well, he's passed, so the others won't need to.
Okay.
So you've passed it, you immediately spot like the safety rails you can link onto, and you can you already know where the helicopter pilot's emergency links are. You'd notice that the medics have got the characters are actually shown on their pogs as wearing their scrubs, but actually they're currently in their flight suits with their helmets. Now, I should say, for the helmets, right, the helmets will give you 2 points of armor to any blow that I specifically say is to the head.
Right.
But it won't give you protection anywhere else. So if I just tell you the damage, if you think it might have been a head hit, if it's something that's dropping on you, then ask me and I'll tell you if you can apply it. But
I like how you specify in head damage.
yes.
Doesn't make me suspicious at all.
I got an 11 perception, so did I just see rain falling? Is that all I could make out?
Yes, you did.
Right.
It's
And the
just
helicopter's secured, isn't it? Like, they
The he-
lashed it.
the helicopter's lashed down and secured. The rotors have been stowed. It's been a dangerous job to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, let's have a try not to be blown overboard and die horribly in a tumultuous sea roll from you all, please. That would be better known as a dexterity athletics test. And given that the storm is quite severe, I'm going to give it a target number of 11.
I got a 10.
shit.
They get a bonus because of the tie down, or no?
You do. I reduced the target number from 13 to 11
Oh.
because of the tie down.
No, I failed.
Oh, you failed, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a
dear.
10.
Okay, well, we'll come back to you in a second. You know how I said if Jenny's character dies, make sure Sean's doesn't? Because they're the two people who know how to get you off here. Make sure Sean's doesn't.
Got another 6 in the pool as well.
Oh, yes, we did. Another complication.
You know I'm going to have to be running after her because I'm reckless.
She's not actually been blown. What's happened is you're still strapped down, but the force of the gale has picked you off your feet, and you're currently not on the ground. You're you're acting like a balloon, a tether that you've used to hold yourself on. Everybody else is going to have to kind of haul you in. So, up to 3 people can help with this. I'm going to need a strength might test from you all, please, from 3 of you.
Obviously, I'll be doing this.
Yes, the winchman would probably be one of the good... Okay, that's a pass.
Yes.
Right, so as
With
you...
stun points.
With 5 stunt points, if there's any exploration stunt points you would like to use, you can do. So as you get picked off the ground, he just grabs the tether with one hand and starts to pull and grips it with the other, reels you into the ground, and once you're back on the ground, kind of grabs you in his huge arms just to kind of pin you to earth, essentially.
The stun points I would pretty much use as when a plan comes together.
Okay, would you like to explain for the benefit of the audience what when a plan comes together does?
You reveal this test was a part of your plan all along, granting a bonus equal to the SP spent on the ally's next test during the same encounter to accomplish the same goal.
Okay, so which would be the ally you would like to give that to?
Jenni.
Jenny, okay,
Since she was blowing away.
since she was blown away. And how many stunt points did you use on it?
3.
Okay, Jenny, you'll get +3 to your next roll not to be blown overboard or killed by the hurricane.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are now all following Greg, who's kind of leading you off down these stairs here, which I've just drawn another square around because I'm not on the setting I thought I was on. So these stairs here, those are stairs leading down onto the walkway. Now you'll notice on the oil rig as you go through it, because we do have specific, more detailed area maps. You'll notice that some walkways are grey and some walkways are yellow. Okay, if they're yellow, that means they are exposed to the elements and they've been painted yellow to make them very visible even in storms like this. If they're grey, it means they're inside. There's walls and a roof. So that'll become apparent as you see the more sectional maps that come over the different areas. Okay. So, Ben, where did you say you were heading first?
Medbay.
Medbay first. So the Medbay is over here. So if everybody could give me another dexterity athletics roll, please. So you're making your way down these stairs, which are under normal circumstances they would still be quite alarming because they're a long way up. There's multiple levels to this this oil platform. Obviously the helipad's at the highest, one of the highest points. The stairs, if you've got a problem with heights, you're going to be going down these stairs with your eyes tight shut. Under the current circumstances, though, the absolute terror of going down those stairs for anybody that has a problem with heights would be kicking in about now. Okay. So, did anybody get less than 11 this time?
No, I got 6 stunt points.
You got 6 stunt points. Excellent. How would you like to use your stunt points?
Oh, I'm not sure actually. What table am I looking at?
Exploration stunts, I think we'll call these.
Well, if everybody else could do what they're doing, then I'll look at exploration stunts.
Okay, I'll drag you all over to the medbay. and I'll start dragging your... Oh, God, that's come up small.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on that medbay just a little bit. And you are coming up along the outer yellow, what's name? So Greg will be in the lead because he's got to show you the way. Then we've got Jeremy, Dr. Gale. They are pulling off a little bit of the... Right, Jeremy, Dr. Gale, Anthony, and Alan. That should... That isn't everybody because I have obviously forgotten Erin Black, which is a bit silly of me. There we go. So there you go. Okay, so as you guys come up across the this platform, you can hear everybody's boots clanging on the metal platform, even over the sound of this horrendous storm, because there's so many of you and you're kind of running to get in out of the rain at this point, and the wind and the howling thing. You open this very heavy door and dash inside. I'll just tilt everybody. Come here, you
It's all just black, by the way.
Is it? That's nice.
She doesn't have sight, and in that case,
Sounds
I can
like...
see everything.
Yeah, I'll just correct. That came straight off your character sheet as well, so it should really have been set up. There you go. Can you see now, Jenny?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You can all stand your pogs up the right way if you like, because I just tilted everybody
Yeah.
at one go to get you through the door. So, you come through the door with a howling gale outside. As you clang the door shut behind you, it cuts the noise considerably. You can still hear it, and there's a lot of water dripping off your gear. You're all currently in your flight suits, except for Greg, who's in his all-weather suit. You are greeted by a another chap here. This doctor. Let me just check. Dr. Iyengar. He comes rushing over and says, you must be the medical relief team. Welcome, I'm Dr. Iyengar. I'm one of the senior medical staff on the platform. This is the patient over here. If you'd just like to get yourself dried off first, and he hands everybody a towel.
Okay, I will do just that.
Still getting dried off and looking in the direction of the patient.
Okay.
Seeing what I can see already before I actually head over.
Okay, give me a perception seeing test. If you've got any knowledge focuses you would like to apply, instead you can suggest them, and I'll see if I'm going to allow it.
Well, it's not a perception one. I've only got medicine and intelligence.
Well, medicine would seem logical. I'll allow you to use that instead. You'll have a slight penalty because this is you kind of glancing from a distance rather than getting in. Oh, that's going to be a pass. Okay, the man's currently unconscious. He's asleep in the asleep and or unconscious in the on the medical gurney. He seems to be having some kind of breathing difficulty. They've got him with an oxygen mask on. From the look of him, it looks as if he has some kind of wound to his arm as well.
Is it bleeding?
It's not bleeding at the moment. It has been dressed, but it has been bleeding quite obviously. Dr. Iyengar tells you that the arm is broken and has been set. They believe that there are several punctured, I know you said punctured lungs, broken several punctured lungs. That would be clever, wouldn't it? He's got several punctured lungs, about 8 in all. We don't know where the other 6 came from.
We stopped counting at 7.
He's got several broken ribs, at least one of which appears to have punctured a lung, so they're making him as comfortable as possible at the moment, but without emergency surgery, which they're not equipped for here. Well, he doesn't finish that sentence, not just in case the guy wakes up. Patient is Andrew.
Find out if he does have a punctured lung or not.
Yeah, okay. Would the two doctors like to go over and make a medical roll for me, please?
Yeah, okay.
It's intelligence medicine. Because you're both working them, we take the highest roll as the pass, which would be Alan on 20, and you've got 6 points of stunts as well, so you can use
Yet another
those.
6.
Actually, we're wrong. The highest
Holy
would be
what
Dr.
the
Gail
hell?
Ashton.
Okay then.
However, the way this works is you take the highest roll of the 2 people in the team, so 22 is the total, but you treat it as if it was the 6 stunt dice. So between you have 6 stunt points to use. Sean, you were about to speak. What were you going to say?
Yeah, that's now filled the complication pool.
And no, it's
Not
only
quite.
6s on the stunt dice themselves that count for the complication pool.
What stunt table would we be looking at?
That's a very good question, actually. I think we're probably going to go with one of them. So, which stunt table should we go for? So it's not going to be anti-vehicle or basic combat stunts, is it? It's not going to be chase stunts. So you've got exploration stunts and... Yeah, exploration stunts, I think, is the only real option. But between you, what you both notice is there has been a severe impact to the man's chest. He has definitely broken ribs on both sides of the sternum. The sternum itself may or may not be cracked, and there is a definite lung puncture on the left lung as well. Furthermore, there is a distinct possibility that the man may be about to have a cardiac arrest.
Oh, wonderful.
However, the minute you notice that, you immediately call for a crash cart, which is rushed over, and you begin working on him to stop the worst impact of the cardiac arrest. He absolutely does go into cardiac arrest, but you quickly, because I'm going to say with those 2 fantastic, phenomenal rolls you got there, you managed to stabilise him fairly quickly. There's a limit to what you can do. Obviously, you're not going to risk chest compressions on a man who has broken ribs already, and you're certainly not going to risk them when one of those ribs has already pierced the lung. So you managed to get his heart started again, largely with the electrical paddles. It would have been difficult, but the pair of you are used to trauma surgery and trauma medicine. It's what you specialise in. So, what everybody else? What are you all doing? What's everybody else doing?
I mean, this guy's not ready to be moved, is he? And we can't fly in the storm.
You can't fly in the storm. No.
We need to get dried off and rested, I would suggest.
You do, yeah.
Maybe. I take it we brought each of us got our waterproof bags with us that has change clothing in, or whatever
Yes.
it is that we don't wear when we're not in flight suits.
You have, yes. Also, Ben, you could easily supply them all with some clothing, because the oil rig does have a store that sells like clothing and whatnot. Because obviously it gets damaged out here. It's not like you can just nip down to Asda, George, or George at Asda even.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
So we need to go out of here, down and along past the southern part of it then somehow.
You will indeed, yes. So let me just round up everybody who's not part of the medical team, and you guys. Copy. There we go, and I'll take you over. Okay, Ben, you have a decision to make. The boss specifically told you to take them to the rec room. However, you do know that there are some free accommodation units in the accommodation block. It's up to you which you take them to. The accommodation block is a little bit further out, so it's riskier to get to. It has the advantage of it might be a more comfortable place for them if they're going to be here any length of time. It has showers, it has beds. The advantage of the rec room is it's closer, so there's not as much danger getting there. So the decision is yours.
Well, I guess the storm's only going to get worse, so if we're going to go to the accommodation, we may as well go now.
Okay. Maria, I think Mark's trying to get your attention in the text
sorry.
chat.
Sorry, I was yawning.
He's been trying to get your attention in there for a little while. Okay, so you're going to lead them all to their doom.
Can I use perception to look for hazards along this journey?
Yes, you can. Give me a perception test.
Actually, do we know what happened to the guy, the patient?
You don't, but
he
you can ask
fall,
before you
or-
leave if you want.
I want to know what caused the wounds.
Okay, it was an accident with some of the piping. Every time the drill's so far down, the cranes have to swing another piece of pipe and it into place. It can be a dangerous moment.
So it was an impact injury.
It's an impact injury. It's a crushing
How has he
blow to
got
the chest.
punctures?
The punctures are to the lung from where the
Right.
Ribs
That's the
broken.
only
ribs
ones.
broke and went through them. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Can I also do a perception seeing test then as we're going?
You can, yes. Okay.
It says here I can re-roll it, by the way, the observation.
Okay, I don't
it
think you're going
fails.
to need to
Oh.
with Hawkeye there, who has. Okay, so what exactly were you looking for? The pair of you, just refresh my memory.
If there's anywhere where we're going to be exposed for harsh wind, where we could fall off, anything like that,
Hazards.
any hazards along the way.
Yes, there are several hazard points along the way. During those points, you prep for them and make sure that everybody else is aware. Look, this is where it's going to be the most dangerous. You head straight past the recreational block, and you're going to wind up over. I just need to pan out a little bit. Over at the accommodation block, which actually you can't easily see from here because it's down a level as well, but it's over. I'll just put a little marker on for you. So draw shape. I want it to be a light colour, so I'm going to use luminous green this time because that's always nice. So you're over in kind of this area here.
I'm still in the medical bay.
You're still in the medical bay, are you?
Bryan, it's that time. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
No,
no
I'm just
problem.
saying I would have gone with everyone, but I can only.
We are still on the medical bay map.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. Not anymore, you're not. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Now I've got to zoom back out again.
Yeah, so you're looking for the green square is where he's actually taken you.
Right.
So it's the accommodation block. It's a long way from here, which means you've got a couple of points of danger on the way. So, because two members of the helicopter team who are used to looking for hazards have checked and made sure they can see where the hazards are, I'm going to give you all a +2 on this roll, and it's dexterity thingy again.
Dexterity thing.
Thingy, yes. Athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. That'd be 14 then.
It would.
12
12, that's a pass.
and 12.
And 12, that's also a
Oh,
pass.
why's Dr. Lockhart rolling?
Yeah, you're still in the med bay.
Oh, shit, so on.
Yeah, so the medical the medical team are still in the med bay. It's everybody else that's been taken somewhere else. So,
Well, Chris is going to do
No
the...
bother. While I'm looking over the wounds, I'm also going to make sure that that's consistent with what I've been told happened.
yes, okay, give me an intelligence investigation roll, please. If you don't have investigation, just go without and just intelligence.
2 seconds. No, I don't have investigation, just medicine and chemistry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that does appear to be consistent with what you were told.
Let's just see if there's any injuries that have been missed.
Okay, make another medical test, the pair of you then.
A little bit better.
Okay. He's pulled a muscle in his shoulder and sprained his ankle as well, but neither of those are life-threatening.
Did you see my
Okay.
roll? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a dirty 20. It's not a natural one.
It's not, I'm afraid, no.
That'll obviously will make sure that he's getting like the antibiotics and painkillers and stuff and whatever else he needs.
Yep. They've got plenty
so
of...
that he's comfortable.
Yeah, they've got plenty of antibiotics and plenty of painkillers to keep them going. They've got enough oxygen for months if need be. What they don't have is the surgical facilities that this guy's going to need.
Yeah.
Now, you would say that ideally he should be in surgery in the next hour or two. That's clearly not going to happen. So he's going to need constant medical attention. He is at high risk. At any point, things could go horribly wrong. If you're going to move him, you're going to have to move him on a gurney.
Yeah.
You've got him on a drip to keep fluids and painkillers and all sorts of stuff going in as needed. You've got shunts in his arms ready. He's in quite a bad way. You could attempt surgery here, but you don't have a clean surgical room or all the equipment you would need, so it would be dangerous. However, at this point, if he doesn't get the surgery within 24 hours, his chance of surviving is negligible.
Right. Do we have, if it came to it, in to hand what we would actually need to do the procedure?
No, not everything you would need to do the procedure, so you would have to come up with a way of improvising some bits and pieces.
Describe what it is that's needed and ask him to check about and ask the workers there if there's anything that similar.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm sure that there's going to be alcohol aboard,
Yes.
which can be used for like
Drinking.
no. Yes.
Sterilization.
Sterilizing, that's the word I was looking for sterilizing everything.
Okay, well, they do have a small autoclave that can sterilize things. It takes up most of... I'll just take you back to the oil rig room.
Yes, yeah.
It takes up most of the small room at the corner there. Yeah. But yes, you can also sterilize things with... shit. I'm on the wrong thing again. I'll just take the people who are not in that on the Games Master's layer. There we go.
I'll say to Dr. Aston that we'll prepare for the worst while hoping for the best. You've seen what it's like out there.
He nods. Yeah. He kind of looks nervously out one of the windows as well as the storm begins to thrash even worse than it was before. It's about this time that you guys across the other end of the oil rig will be arriving in the accommodation block. I'm just going to swap places with the block. So oil rig accommodation block. Okay, so you come down a flight of stairs through so you're now like a platform down. So although technically it's still exposed to the wind on two sides, you're in more or less in the middle of the platform now. So you're underneath the upper platform. You're on the second floor down. The open areas are, 40 meters away from you, so you're no longer getting lashed with all this rainwater and seawater. The wind's loud and still a bit buffety, but not too bad. You're eventually taken through another door and brought inside the accommodation block, where you find yourself in the accommodation block. There we go.
With the two doctors.
With the two doctors. How the hell did that happen? Okay.
Yeah, I've got two sets. Some of us are there twice.
Well, it's a strange place, the world, now that the other verse has crashed in. Right, sorry, there you go. You can see two oil rig workers coming down the other way as well, so they'll know, well, they'll probably know Greg is one of the first hands, so...
So which, am I the person on the left or the right?
Well, you should only have control of one of the two pogs. That'll tell you which one you are.
So
You're
is
the
that
one...
me, or is that me?
Oh, there's two of you.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, there's two of
Everyone.
everyone. Yeah.
Okay,
Just the
that's...
two
Kind
of
of.
us.
Well, that's interesting. So I'm going to move that one over there, and then I'm going to delete
That was that group.
this one here. Then I'm going to delete this group. There you go.
Alright, so I'll go back over there with the other people.
Yeah, that's right. I moved you over there in the first place, and then obviously at just the same time as you were deleting it. Okay, so you guys are coming in there. You can see oil rig workers coming down the other way. You're told that these are the accommodation areas. They essentially look like big cargo crates, the big metal containers, cargo containers. They
Right.
look very, very similar to those, but slightly thicker skinned. Big, heavy doors. Not much by the way of... well, they do actually on the inside. They've got windows. Each one's subdivided into two rooms. Each room has a bunk, like two beds in it. So they'll probably, I will disperse you with the two male helicopter crew in that one. Erin, you'll be in this one in the same container, but on the opposite side of the hall, along with the female doctor when she is finished, and the male doctor will be on the opposite side of the main corridor.
A cold top bunk.
Okay. Okay, so what are you guys doing whilst they're trying to save the casualty's life at the moment? You're wet, salt encrusted, cold.
Definitely getting changed.
Okay.
If there's a shower, then
There is a shower in a bathroom. Yeah.
right.
Shower
I'll
in a
go in
bathroom.
there.
Look at that,
And
the
make it
door open macro worked.
Yay!
I just opened the door.
It's a banner fucking day. The door macro worked. Okay, so Erin, you're having a shower. What are the two guys doing?
I think we'll be taking a separate shower each.
Mhm.
Unless there's a buddy system on the go here.
Okay.
Save water. But yeah.
So everybody's having a shower and changing clothes. Can I get a perception seeing test from each of you, please, as you strip
Seems a bit
your-
inappropriate considering, we're all friends.
Could be partners.
Not people.
Okay, so Erin,
It's not.
you have noticed on your flight suit there's some strange,
Oh.
unearthly
No.
slime.
Oh no!
Quick question.
Slime.
Yeah, quick question. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Was 13 a fail?
No, 13 is a pass.
Someone rolled.
How about... Oh, that's...
I rolled terribly.
That is.
Why are you rolling?
You said everyone?
Well, sorry, I meant everybody who was removing their outer clothes. They're just checking to see if there's anything on them that... Well, we're checking to see if they notice there's anything on them. Be more accurate.
Right. Well, I'm gonna see this on my flight thing, and I'll be like, ah! And I'll
You're gonna
throw
freak
it
out.
onto the floor.
Right. Okay. You've
I'm trying not to touch it.
okay.
I don't know what to do with this at the minute. Does it look like that slime stuff we've encountered before?
Well,
Adam might have told you about it if it is.
Yeah. I think you probably would have told us a little bit about
it looks similar to you. It looks similar.
Okay. Crap. Can I see if any's on my skin?
Yes, you can start searching your skin. Luckily, there wasn't much skin exposed because your flight suit includes gloves, helmet, and with the visor pulled down, which you probably would have had with the rain lashing into your face, there was barely any skin exposed, so no, you don't have any on your skin.
Right. I will chuck the contaminated suit into the bathroom and close the door.
Right.
Because the toilet, and the shower are separate. So I'll close that. I thought there were.
No, the shower is inside the toilet. Well, not inside the toilet. It's inside the same room as the toilet. The door to the shower is where I'm picking there.
Sorry, I was looking at it properly. Yeah. Right. What I'll do then is I will very quickly get some other clothes on, and I need to go and tell the others what I've found, because that's not good. It can't be good, especially if it's that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. You quickly throw on some clothes, basically just like a tank top, some trousers, and are you going to get the guys, or are you going to see if they'll respond to their radios?
I want to keep an eye on this stuff, so actually, yes, I will get on the radio.
Okay. Tell them what you're telling them. Bear in mind, all of you can hear this. Well, except Ben, because you'll not be on the same channel as them.
That's true.
Okay. Well, I'll say, guys, check your clothes. I've found some weird, how would I describe it?
Green slime.
Weird slime stuff on my clothing.
Jelly.
It kind of looks like something we've encountered before, which wasn't good. And I'll say, I think we need to try and get rid of this. Maybe chuck it over, chuck it into the sea.
Yeah, I'll start checking myself.
Okay, make a perception searching roll. Marie, you too, please.
Okay. Because no one else here would have encountered that before, would they?
You don't know. You know what their channel is if you want to ask. Or you could pop out and ask Greg. You know he's standing outside the corridor.
Yeah. I'll leave the bathroom now. I'll close the door just in case that stuff turns into anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll come out and I'll tell Greg about what I've found, and I'll say, look, I've encountered this before, or something similar, and it was really dangerous. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like this, but you might want to take a look.
Okay, Ben. Greg has, from the description she's given, you don't think you've encountered any strange alien green slime before. However, you are on an oil rig that does occasionally turn up all kinds of odd deep sea stuff.
Oh, can I have a look at it and see if it does actually look alien or if it just looks like normal sea slime?
Okay, yeah. She takes you into our shower and shows you her flight suit on the ground. oddly enough, the green slime she's talking about isn't on her flight suit. It's on the floor of the shower, about 6 centimeters away from the flight suit. Make a I think this is going to be intelligence.
Engineering.
Well, not sadly not. No,
That's all I have. So
it is,
just
isn't it? So
intelligence.
just intelligence would do. Yeah.
17.
Crikey. Right. Okay. You have no idea what this is, but it's not fucking normal. It's
I'd be
not
like,
something you should be finding on an oil rig. Put it that way.
I'll say everybody needs to check for this. We need. I don't know what to do about. I don't know what to do with it. I think
Can
we
I
should
get my hands on a flamethrower?
lock the door.
Sadly not.
Get
No.
out of here.
It's an oil
Flame-
rig where you expose flame on an oil rig.
Yeah.
What? Sparky.
Sadly, flamethrowers not generally the sort of thing they keep lying around on an oil rig. The medical team, you've checked your flight suits. You can't find any of this stuff on them.
Right. What about us?
You don't find anything on yours either.
Right.
Oh,
So a 13 wasn't a fail.
No.
Okay.
Well,
Do you tell me that you haven't found any?
I rolled a 6, so
I hate the fact I know how to deal with it, but I can't because it's not this character.
Yeah. Well, would you have told Erin about?
well, Erin, you saw how to deal with it before.
Yeah, you were there when it got killed the last
You
time.
were there when we used the fire extinguisher. So.
Oh, was it fire extinguishers we used?
Fire
Yeah.
extinguisher and like bleach and
To
stuff.
chill.
It was the extreme cold seemed to paralyze it,
Right.
and then you.
Okay. Well, I'll
Bleach and what have you. Kill it.
I'll
That's
suggest
right.
that to Greg and see if you got anything like that we could use as like a.
Oh yeah, there'll be plenty of fire extinguishers around here.
There are loads of fire extinguishers. They're all over the place because obviously you
one
deal
in
with a
every
lot.
room.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I'll-
there's also bleach, as Sean pointed out. There's bleach in
Oh, there should be
the
bleach in the-
cabinets in the bathrooms.
Okay.
Every
I'll-
accommodation should have some.
Go
It
for
does,
that
yeah.
first. I'll get a bottle of bleach and try and chuck it over it.
Okay, excellent. So as you're attempting to throw the bleach over the pile or the puddle of green slime on the ground, have you ever seen The Thing?
No, yes,
part of
I
The
have,
Thing?
but no, I don't want this to happen.
You've never seen The Thing? Oh, right, okay. Well,
He's a member of the Fantastic Four.
yes. Well, unfortunately, as you attempt to hit this thing with the green slime, something very akin to that happens. So, oddly enough, I can't seem to find its little pog. So let me just go over onto your... Because I know we've got one here. There we go. Correct. Copy.
Far too happy about this.
Sorry?
You always whistle really happily when we're all about to die.
You're not all about to die. I can't imagine how the guys could possibly get killed at this point without having a good chance of escape.
It's like flubber.
Great.
I was thinking that.
Okay, so as you attempt to sploosh it with a breach, it sort of surges away from it, expands rapidly. It's not as big as that by any stretch of the imagination. There's not enough of it.
Jesus.
So let me just shrinken it a bit to a more accurate. Oh,
Well, I would have been probably over here, and it would have
Sake,
been
it's
in the
just-
shower, I guess.
not going to shrink, is it? There we go.
Oh.
Right, yeah, there it is. So yeah, we'll put it over here by the shower. That's fine. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's sorry, Chris. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I said that was a more recent threshold, so she would not know about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I just need to grab
Know about
my...
what?
That they can make themselves bigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Oh, she knows now.
You know that explosives split them apart and they became multiple small ones? Because
Right,
that
yeah.
was Rab's initial attempt to kill the first one you encountered was to hit it with
Mm-hmm.
Molotovs.
Of course.
So, with the master hand out, I need to look into monsters. Pardon me.
Could be something completely different, though, you never know.
Greg's in
Sure.
here with me as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I'm trying to get in, yeah.
So, in a second, I will open the... Where the fuck's the jello mold got to? Oh, look at that. It's blacked out for some reason. Okay, I'm just going to do the other bit. For fuck's sake.
Well, it's not a Roll20 gaming session unless Bryan has swore at least 5,000 times.
Yeah. All my game stream should just be called For Fuck's Sake.
Yeah.
It's also not a session unless he's lost a pog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gaming.
Okay, so I'm going to delete the current contents of the turn order. So could I have an initiative roll for Erin, Greg, Sean, your character, and Chris, your character, please? And I'm going to attempt to find the friggin' jello mold.
Why do I keep rolling
Sure.
11?
I don't know.
Happened that in my game, didn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Yes,
I rolled
did.
6.
It's because you're for Burniston.
Found it.
11.
Right. Mine's not gone on.
Okay, that's okay. I'll sort that in a second. So yours is the guy with the hands down by his sides.
Medium small.
I
What-
had him selected though.
Yeah, somebody else had trouble with that last week. I can't remember who it was. Sean, what did you actually roll?
55. Oh, right. No, I didn't click initiative. I clicked dexterity. Let me roll that
Right.
initiative-wise.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what caused it, maybe.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was thinking roll dexterity for initiative.
Yeah.
Thinking the other games, but
Yeah.
no, we've modernised it.
So, descending order. So, on the first round, so what you've seen is Erin has grabbed the bleach and sprayed it at this creature, which is like surged up and round into like a column of slime, extending itself, trying to get away from this thing. Can everybody who's present in the room, so that's Greg and Erin at the moment, please give me a fear test? That would be your willpower, courage.
Wow.
That was shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can both add a point of fear.
Makes sense.
It
They
does,
do not
doesn't
like
it?
This
So,
slimy shit.
so Greg, what would you like to do?
Where's the nearest fire extinguisher?
The nearest fire extinguisher will be in the corridor just by the door.
Okay. Can I run and grab that? And then,
Yes, you can.
Would I be able to spray it, or would that be a next round thing?
Well, it'll be a minor action to get to the fire extinguisher and a second minor action to take it off the wall, so that will be you done for the round, and I've just positioned you at where you'll be standing when that happens. So,
Right, thank you.
Jeremy Halford up next. What would you like to do? You hear screaming from the across the hall.
Right. Are there any? Do we know about the fire extinguisher thing?
Yeah, you'll have noticed. Oh no, you don't know that. That's what that is a useful weapon against these things. No.
But if I come out here and I see him grabbing a fire extinguisher,
Yes.
or do I see him grabbing a fire extinguisher?
The door's likely to be open. Give me an intelligence test. Intelligence.
Or
Yes.
is it a perception test?
Yes. Make it perception, empathy.
Perception, empathy. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, you see him grabbing a fire extinguisher, and immediately clicks in your mind why. You think they're under attack by whatever this slimy thing is. If he's grabbing a fire extinguisher, it must be as a weapon. That's where you're at the moment.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Are there any other fire extinguishers?
Yes, there'll be another one on the opposite. There's one for each compartment, so there'll be one sort of opposite. So if you're, I'll just move you there actually. If you get to there, you can grab a fire extinguisher too.
And what shall I do? Do I get to use those stump points?
Yes, you can. You can use those as combat stunts because you're in combat, or you can use them as exploration stunts because you haven't actually engaged yet.
Combat. So I come around the corner, see him doing that. How many actions have I got?
So coming around the corner was one minor. Running out to where the fire extinguisher is a minor as well. But I'm going to allow that to be part of the same minor action. So you've got your movement was one, grabbing the fire extinguisher was one. So you're out of actions.
But if I was to use 3 of those points to skirmish myself,
yes,
Good idea.
back up the corridor with
up
the
to
fire
6.
extinguisher.
Yeah, up to 6 spaces you can go, up to
Right.
6 squares.
That's a locked door for me.
Okay, let me
I
just.
can't move through that door. I take it's supposed to be open because he's come out of it. Take it.
Yeah, just a second. I'll just put you back there, and then I've got an extra key that you don't have. Let's try.
Yeah, that's
open
opened.
locked. You've opened it
No.
now, right? Yeah, that's good.
It's open. Right. Can I see into the bathroom from here?
From there you can, yes, because Erin will have the door open at this point, because obviously Greg's been in there with her.
So on
Wow, that sounded wrong.
the combat, yeah, it did, didn't it? Combat, firearms, general combat stunts. Let's have a look.
Yep, you still got 3 stunts left.
Can
That was a very good
move,
use of the skirmish stunt.
Yeah.
adrenaline rush, take cover, skirmish, knock prone, vicious. But I can't do any of those blockade. Phone sometimes. Still lightning. Ha 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 ha.
Yep.
Does that allow me, if I use the other 3 stunt points, to make a lightning attack and attempt to actually spray the...
Yes, I don't see any reason why not.
Right, from there? Can I actually get it from there?
Yes, it's only about a metre or so away. You'll probably cover Erin in the whatever's in the fire extinguisher as
I
well.
presume they would be the CO2
Yes, most likely.
icy blast ones,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
sure I'll
well,
survive.
she's clothed anyway.
Yeah.
Right, I'll go for it then. What is it? An accuracy?
It is. Yep. Accuracy attack.
Boosh.
Accuracy fire extinguishers. If in the unlikely event that you have that. 13, I suspect, is a hit. Defense was 11. Yep. So fire extinguishers to this creature actually does. Let's see, vulnerable to cold. 1d6 damage. So if you want to roll d6 penetrating damage for me, please. 2. Okay, so
Big whoop.
yeah.
You better than nothing.
Well, yes, it's better than nothing. It wasn't great. I'm just going to double check that because I'm sure you killed these things far too quickly for it just to be 1d6 damage. That's because you blew them into... Oh shit, this is a small one, not a medium one. Sorry, I've given it too many hit points. I need half those for a start.
Oh, that's okay then.
So it should have only had 12 and you've just done it 2, so it's down to 10 already. Sorry, I'd pulled the stats up for a medium. They're actually the only difference is the hit points they've got, the health points. But without thinking, I'd typed the health points for a medium in there. Okay, so you unleash with the CO2. Erin, you get blasted by it as well. You are freezing cold as this thing hits you. But you notice that the creature starts to slow down. You can see these sections of it starting to sort of thicken up, almost freeze. It's exactly what you remember happening at the lockup when at the workshop when it got hit by when one of these got hit by the fire extinguishers.
Okay.
What you don't have is Rab to use a petrol bomb Molotov cocktail on it as well, because that combination of the two was very good. So Anthony Burr, you to go next. By the way, when we get to the end of this combat round, I'm going to skip over to the medical team briefly to see what they're up to.
Another question.
Yes, go ahead.
I've come running in, pumped. Do I need to make a fear test?
You will now, yes. Good spot. Passed. Okay, so Chris, what's Anthony doing?
He just
He's talking to Bryan right now.
in the chat.
Okay, no problem. Oh, so he is, yes. Going to run past Jenni, grab fire extinguisher and stand in front of Erin. Okay. He's not going to be able to do all of that. He's going to wind up grabbing the fire extinguisher from up the corridor. which would be the next closest one. So he's going to be over here.
Was he grabbing the one from me, though? I don't know.
Well, I doubt he would grab one off you because you're already engaged. So, Erin, you to go. What would you like to do?
Splash it all over.
Can I
Brute.
chuck more bleach at it and then get out of that room?
By all means, give it a try. Yep, it's an accuracy attack for the bleach.
Okay.
In fact, you should have already had one on your surprise round, an accuracy attack that I didn't give you, so you can make 2 attacks this round.
Okay.
Compensate. So the first shot actually missed it anyway. That was the one that started all this when it did the thing.
Right.
So now roll for you. Ooh, that's a hit. And another 6 points of stunts.
We keep rolling them.
Which means that your complication pool's up to 9 already.
Yay! Guys, it's us.
Right, so combat or stunts then, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. God. Vicious blow.
Vicious
Is
blow, yeah.
2, right? So an extra 1d6.
Mhm.
I'll do that.
Okay, so you're pumping. Oh dear.
Oh God.
Okay, so you're pumping bleach at it as rapidly as you can.
Can I also use? Can this thing be knocked prone? Like, it's slime, so...
Have you rolled your extra
Yeah,
dice?
you've only
vicious
rolled
blow?
1 dice there. You did the vicious blow, but you didn't do the d6 for the bleach itself.
Oh shit! Right, yes.
So if this gets a 6, that'll
6.
mitigate the... Well, 5, that's not bad.
5.
So that's 6 in total. You can see the thing is already starting to dissolve into smaller parts,
Okay.
as molds often do when you bleach them.
You've got 4 more points.
Yeah, so on the knocked prone, I'm going to say probably not, no. They can be skirmished, but it's in a position where that would not be easy. You can skirmish yourself out of the way, of course.
Yes, I am probably going to do that. I'll use skirmish for another 2, so you move 4 yards.
4
like,
yards,
out
4
of
meters,
there.
yeah.
Okay,
move yourself 4 squares in any direction you wish. That
Then I've
doesn't
got 2
count as
more.
your minor action because it was an effect of your combat stunts.
My token keeps getting caught on the thing, so if you move me,
There you go.
I don't really. Right, so that's. Where's the? Oh, right, the door. I'd probably be wanting to sort of skirmish myself out the door.
Okay.
And then I'll use duck and weave for 2 to gain +2 to defense until the beginning of my next turn.
Okay, so you're kind of running away, spraying bleach at this thing, hiding behind the co-pilot, spraying bleach over his shoulder and under his arm, between his ankles. There's just fucking bleach everywhere.
Going mental.
Everybody's eyes are stinging. But the
Don't
creature
like
is
these fucking things.
the creature has been dissolved by the bleach, which is, as far as you're concerned, that's fine, because if you remember rightly, what it does is dissolve its prey, and you were about to be its prey. So it is the creature to go. Now that you've cunningly hidden behind Sean's character,
Yep.
Sean will be the target. Sean's character will be the target. So Jeremy, the thing is slithering over to you, but there's something wrong with its... I don't know if you can still call it a gate when it's like a puddle of animated slime mold, but there's something odd about the way it's moving. It is going to make a touch attack. 17 with 4 stunt points. I'm going to take it 17 as a hit. So let's have a look at its... Oh, Christ. Right, okay.
Sorry.
So... Okay, so
Just push him
if
forward into it.
you've ever seen the blob, that's what's happened. It's
my
kind
God.
of surged around his
Oh.
legs and is climbing up them. So it has grappled you, and you are taking an extra d6 damage. So let me just roll the initial damage of 4 and an additional damage of 3. So that's 7 points of damage you take.
What type of damage is that?
That is wounding. Well, it's kind of an acidic ingestive damage.
So it's not ballistic.
It's
as
not
such.
ballistic. So any armor
Right.
you're wearing will
Don't
apply.
have any armor.
Well, actually, you do because you're still in your flight suit, aren't you?
Well, we were going to get changed and put other clothes on.
Ah, you were. I'm gonna say you were lucky, and you still hadn't quite finished. So you've got like, you'd started to climb out of your flight suit, but when the screaming started, you tied the arms around you, so you're bare from the waist up. Flight suit on the legs. Your flight suit has 1 point of armor, but not against ballistics. So instead of taking the 7 damage, you take 6 minus your toughness.
Ooh, it's still nasty.
Yeah, it'll be pretty nasty, I would think. Lucky they've got a med bay and 2 doctors.
I've got medical training as well, so I could help if needed.
Okay, so you can feel it burning. This horrible burning, help I'm being digested sensation. So, back over to the medical bay, because there's nothing I like more than putting a cliffhanger right in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
Thanks. Wonderful.
You'll be fine. It's not that tough. I made it weak just to get you started. So, what are you guys in the medical bay doing? You heard the radio go off before. There's a lot of interference, so make a perception hearing test for me, please. Okay, so neither of you could make out what Erin was saying because it was just too broken up, too much static. You just heard, it's Erin.
All right then, Ted.
I'll go away from all the equipment around the guy and see if I can get through on the walkie-talkie to her. I'll try that again.
Okay,
Yeah,
you try
do
and...
that. I'll make an inventory of what I've actually got here and.
Yeah. Okay. So you start inventory. You start making a list of all the stuff that you might need. You've also managed to get an answer back from some of the engineers from the description that you've given them. Some of the engineers reckon they can fabricate something that will do the jobs you're talking about. You need bone spreaders and various other bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Some of the engineers reckon they can jury rig something for you in about an hour or so, but it won't be sanitary. But the doctor points out that doesn't matter because it should fit in the autoclave.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jenny, can you give me a perception hearing test, please, to see if you can make out what Dr. Aston's trying to say on the radio to you?
Okay, 11. Again.
11? Just a pass. That's the exact number you needed. So, Marie, go ahead and say to Jenny whatever it is you wanted to say.
Sorry, broke up. Say again.
Are you saying that to me, or are you saying it in character to her?
Saying it in
I know
character.
for a moment I was like,
No, I wasn't sure.
Did you say
And
over?
so we descended into far.
what do you mean
It's
we're
only
already there?
9:30, so, I was expecting it any minute, really.
Right,
I'll ask her to repeat the former message over.
Okay, I'll shout back down the radio. We're being attacked by a weird slime thing.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
in the
what?
cabin taking drugs.
I'm sorry, what?
Could I have a perception hearing test for Alan Lockhart, please?
Oh dear.
Rock hard.
Okay, Alan, you hear I say something about being attacked by a weird slimy thing and taking drugs?
She was thinking it, but she doesn't say that.
All right, okay. Okay, you just hear I say something about being attacked by a weird slimy thing.
I'll
I think that
look slightly confused and like, just shake my head and glance at the speaker and look at the patient and go, "Is if there'd be any slime on you?"
He kind of nods weakly and tries to say something to you.
Lean forward so I can hear.
Okay, give me another. Oh, actually, you got a shit ton of. Yeah, I'm going to say you hear this as well because of
I'm
the.
sorry, but I keep expecting a chest burster to come out with I can't help it.
That's
You
what,
have seen the documentary, Alien.
see, that's what.
It could be a nose slimer.
Good, yeah.
Oh.
It says that's what caused
That
the
was
accident.
nice.
I slipped on some slime
Where?
up by the pool stacks.
Okay. Did
I know it'd be
you fall on it?
I didn't fall in it. No, I slipped and then it sort of kicked it over the side and down, and I hit the pole as it was being lifted.
Right. I'm going to start wanting to check his lower limbs just in case.
Okay, you make a quick check to see if there's any sign of slime on him. There isn't, but you notice something. You probably notice something. Give me another perception seeing test.
There's a giant one on the ceiling.
Okay, you
The
notice
bed is slime.
you notice no slime on him, not on the wounds, not on anything else. But you notice that he is wearing a medical, like open backed top, so he clearly wasn't wearing that when he was out. So whatever he was brought in wearing,
Where was his boots?
or his boots, yeah, he's not wearing his boots at the moment either.
Oh, where are they?
They'll be in the lockers.
People in the room. Where's his boots?
The boots are in the lockers. He just comes over here. Have a look at the locker.
Watch out.
We need to check it for slime.
Okie dokie. You open the.
No, they're opening the locker.
You're standing by the door.
Oil rigs, they're lockers so they can open.
Okay. He opens the locker cautiously, and like he's a bit nervous because he's not sure what the hell is going on. So as he opens the locker, you hear the slight metal. He turns and says, "I'm not quite sure what, but his boots are in." And then we'll go back to the combat. So, because of course, Greg, it's you to go.
I guess I'll rush back in the room. Fire extinguisher at the ready.
Right, you are. I'm
And
also.
I'll join in the fun.
Okie dokie. I'm just going.
Do you mind moving me, please?
I don't mind moving you. Just give me a second. I just need to add
Yeah,
these two.
I'm on a different system.
That's
and
okay.
For
I'll
some
do it.
reason, it's like running at like 2 FPS.
Okay, no problem.
Oh.
I'll just reorganize that.
You're
So,
not on a
let's
packed
see.
computer.
Yeah, it's not great. Everything's fine, like the menus and everything, but when you go to move characters, it just dies.
Okay.
Graphically.
Okay, so where are you wanting to move to?
Just so I'm in range of the slime, so I can spray it with a fire extinguisher.
About there.
Okay, about there. Yeah, I think you're right. Right, we'll pop.
Wrong one.
Snapped you to the flank there.
That's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one. Oh shit! So it is. Yes. That's Chris.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
I think
There you go.
I'm-
Okay, so you come round the corner with your fire extinguisher in your hand and unload on it. Make an attack roll.
Is it an accuracy?
Accuracy. Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
How do you miss with like a fire extinguisher?
Basically, because the co-pilot Jeremy's in the way, so as he's like backing off with the with his fire extinguisher, hosing this creature down with it, you
Hose
unload
him
your
down.
fire extinguisher all over him.
Probably
Jeremy.
into the empty space where I'm not
Yeah.
there anymore. I've moved.
I would come in there with like a cool line, like chill out, and then I'll unloaded, but obviously I'm just chilling the wrong guy out.
Doesn't work so well when you miss your target, does it?
No.
Okay,
No.
Jeremy, you to go.
Well, obviously, I'm going to attempt to hit it with the extinguisher again.
Okay, make
Or
another.
what else I can do at this point.
Not really. Make an accuracy attack.
Oh.
Good God. Right. However,
dear.
however, if it's on the outside of my clothing, still,
Yes, that's a point.
Is
yes.
is it possible for me to take the trousers off, as it were, drop the flight suit and get out of it?
Yes, I'm going to allow that as a minor. Excuse me, as a minor action, because I'm going to say you were probably out of your boots already because you were planning on getting out of your flight suit. So yes, I'm going to say you just pull your flight suit off. You're now standing there in just your boxer shorts, but at least the horrible slime on your trousers. That sounds awful.
You really haven't thought any of this through
I
very much.
really
have you?
haven't, have I?
Can I move away from it?
Well, you've made an attack and you've stripped, so that's a major and a minor action. So you haven't got any actions left for... you haven't got any actions left for moving away from it, I'm afraid. But at least it's not actually on you anymore. So, Chris, are you back yet, or are you still talking to Bryan, the other Bryan? Still talking to the other Bryan. I'm going to assume he's running back.
No, I'm here.
You're there. Right, go ahead. What would you like to do?
I would like to go back into the room with the fire extinguisher I now have. Yes.
Yes, just measure the distance there. Let's have a look. What's your speed, please?
It is 11. Yeah.
11. You can get right up to where Greg's standing then.
So I'll go straight to the slime and spray it. I want to make sure I'm in front of whoever it's looking at or trying to attack.
Okay, well, you're going to be kind of bottlenecked, unfortunately, by Greg. Actually, that's a meter wide corridor, so I'm going to say that's going to be possible. Yeah, go and move yourself to... You can't get any further than Greg, but you can be on the same square as he is. So
whereabouts is it? Is this way?
Yeah, that square there. So from there, you can hit the creature as if it had cover.
Okay.
So unleash your fire extinguisher using a accuracy roll, please. 15, and with 4 stun points, that is, I think we will find, a hit. A very palpable hit. So pick your stunts and roll your damage.
Let's see. Wait, how do I do the damage?
Damage 1d6. So you can come down on the left-hand side. There's a series of icons. One's a 20-sided dice. If you hover over it, you get a selection of dice you can roll. Pull down to d6 and just click the left-hand column.
Is it firearms?
No, it's not a firearm. It's a fire extinguisher.
Just literally roll a d6.
No, I'm on about the stunts.
Combat.
Ah, right. Yeah, you can use combat or firearm stunts. I'll allow that.
Did you figure out if this had armor?
It doesn't appear to have.
Right. I'm trying to think what. I'll just do the same thing that the others did.
Okay.
What's the one to attack again? I forgot. Vicious blow, is it?
No. Lightning attack.
Depends.
How many
Vicious blow would do more damage. Lightning attack would give you a second attack against it.
I'm reckless, so I'll probably won't let go. I'll probably literally just rip the thing off the fire extinguisher instead of setting it, like pulling it. So 2d6 would it be?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh. Bad luck. Okay. So you unload the fire extinguishers, which kind of coughs and splutters a bit. It doesn't go off quite as well as it should have done. It's not empty, but it's slightly faulty, so it hasn't fired at full strength this time. But eventually you get a stream going. The thing is suffering a little bit. You've got the 2 oil workers who realise something bizarre's going on. They can see people grabbing fire extinguishers, so they've both grabbed fire extinguishers. That's a minor action. And raced down to help because they think that one of the cabins is on fire.
Right.
And they'll get to about there before they run out of actions. So, Erin,
It's not always like this. I mean, I'll go see the doctor if I have to, but
Erin, you to go. What would you like to do? Who would you like to hide behind this time?
Get lost. I will. I should be able to still spray it with bleach from there, shouldn't I?
Yes. You kind of
Right.
reaching between people's arms and elbows and just spraying this, like maniacally spraying Dettol at the thing.
Hey, it's working.
Still it bang and the slime is gone.
Oh no!
Other bleach-based detergents are also available.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
But if Sillet Bang would like to sponsor us, I'll put a lot more creatures that can only be killed by their product in the game.
It could be worse. It could be Mr. Muscle. I mean,
It could be, aye. Okay, that looks to me like a miss because of the cover that's been provided by the cloud of people in a slightly odd angle. So you've bleached the wall.
Oh, that was shit.
At least the wall's clean.
At least the wall's clean. Okay. Slimy McSlithers is now being faced off by fucking everybody. So what I'm going to say is Greg, Jeremy and Anthony. Each of you give me a D6 dice roll, please. Whoever scores the lowest is going to be the creature's next target.
Yay, 5. Me.
Greg's under the gun so far.
It'll be
So
me. Watch you. You'll see.
Sad trombone music. Here we go. When
could
Chris
I get
rolls a
that
1.
D6, please, Chris.
Chris, D6.
3. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Chris, so you're the one it's gone for this time. So let me have a look. So it's a touch attack on Chris. 11. What's your defense, Chris?
let's see. My defense, I have my armor on because I was not waiting. I was waiting for him to come out the shower to undress.
But
so.
I don't need to know that just yet. I need your defense first. To
All
see
right,
if I
it's
can-
11.
11. He's hit you. Now I need to know your armor. So what's the I value of your armor? Sorry, it would be 1. I already know this. My mistake. So you can reduce the damage I'm about to roll by both your toughness and 1
One.
point for the armor.
Okay.
That's 3 damage.
Okay.
So 1 off for the armor was 2. What's your toughness?
So I'll take 1 damage then.
1 damage, okay. So some mild caustic burning from Slimy the Gloop. And then it would be Greg to go next.
Back to the medical center, or are we doing another
I'm
round?
not going to jump back to the medical center right now. I'm going to do one more combat round here and then go back to the medical center. So, Greg, what would you like to do?
I'm going to tell them to chill out again.
Okie dokie. You unleash your holes all over the...
yeah. Actually rolled all right.
You did. That's a direct hit with 5 points of stunts. Go ahead and decide what you would like to spend the stunts on, and once you're ready, give me the damage.
How much is that D6 one?
The extra D6 is 2 points.
It's 2
Yeah.
points.
Can I use that twice?
No,
No.
you can't.
No.
But for 5 points, you can use the brutal blow, which is an extra 2 dice of damage, but would add 1 to the complications pool.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Oh, great.
So 3d6 damage.
Yeah, 3d6 damage. I think you've probably killed it here.
10.
10. Okay, so you...
Why is your brutal thing not on?
Yeah, it's not on the list.
It might
it
be.
not?
It might be. No, it's not.
It's not on there. Okay, somebody remind me of that during the week so to make sure I add it. It's 5 points and it's an extra 2 damage, same as in fantasy, where it has a very slightly different title
Right.
of lethal blow or mighty blow or something. Okay, so you've unleashed on that. You've added 1 into the complication pool. I'm very pleased to say. And how would you like... Well, there's a limit to how many different ways you can do this, really, but you can describe this yourself if you would like to.
Spray it while I'm like laughing manically.
Okay. You laugh. What the bloody hell just happened there? You laugh maniacally. That big red X just became a small red square. Interesting.
Small token.
Small token, that'll be it. Yeah, it'll match the size of the token. So you maniacally laughing as you unleash the cold blast all over this thing. It just freezes it into one solid mass, and then you give it a hefty kick with your work boot, and it just shatters into little crystalline itty bitty bits. Meanwhile,
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll deal with aftermath afterwards.
we'll
Then.
deal with the aftermath afterwards, because I am going to skip over. Well, I'm not going to literally skip. It's a bit.
I just had a vision of you.
la 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 la.
Skipping down the path.
Yes,
Two pigtails in.
I've got long enough hair. I could probably fit
I know.
pigtails.
I'm gonna take a toilet break at this point. Be right back.
Right, yep, no problem. Okay, so the doctor who has just Dr. Iyengar, who's just opened this thing, is surprised as a large glob of animated green muck slithers out at him at high speed. Let's make
Should
an
not
attack
be
roll.
surprised, really.
Well, he's an NPC. He's never encountered this sort of thing
Yeah.
before. Right, you are.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay. So he screams and suffers.
Mild burns.
Oh shit! Killed him.
Quite mild.
Right. So you see him essentially just dissolve in front of your face.
God.
He's had better days.
Well,
Something to defend myself with.
wouldn't the only
Yeah, I'm
We're
gonna
testing
say to Dr. Lockhart, grab the bed, because the beds will be movable.
The
Yep.
beds are
And let's
movable.
get-
Yes.
Yeah, and let's get
the fuck
get
out of
it
here.
out of here, or into one of the other rooms where we can lock the doors.
Okay.
Right.
It's going to take a little while for you to actually get the bed moving, but not that long. So I'm going to say you can get out of here in the time it's going to take that to kill Dr. Iyengar. So you grab the sides of the gurney to kick the brake off and start shoving it out the door. I'm going to give you guys control of the casualty. Just give me a second. So controlled
Not to
by.
be a dick, but
Yes.
shouldn't have fear tests.
Sorry, did you say not to be a dick? You are absolutely right, especially seeing a man dissolved in front of their face. Yes, give me a fear test for each of you, please.
Don't be a.
Is that willpower then? Yeah.
Sorry, willpower, courage, yes.
I don't know about you, Brian, but I personally wouldn't be scared by that.
Now, should I do one because I half saw the slime?
Yeah, you can do one as well.
Like volunteering for it.
Okay, so Anthony
What's the
Burr has
point?
passed. Alan Lockhart can add a fear point, and so can Gail Aston. You can add a fear point as well.
That's the point of playtesting. You
Yes.
have to be
Nope,
honest.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are now rolling the gurney out into the storm, essentially. Or is
Oh,
there somewhere
no.
else that you had an idea to go instead?
Patience is gonna
You'll
go
see the
fucking
gurney fly
flying.
away.
Yeah.
So, Marie, Mark, where are you taking this gurney?
Well, there's if that little room in the top right hand corner can lock, we could go in there.
Yes, it can.
Right.
Yeah, we'll go in
Yeah,
now.
we'll boot the other gurney out, or block the door with the pushing the
Yeah, block the
gurney
door
up.
with the other gurney.
Good idea. Right.
and yeah,
Okay.
get us in there, and then we'll use the walkie-talkies to say that there's a large amount of this slime just dissolved. Doctor.
Straight out dissolved him.
Yeah.
You just killed him, man.
Yeah.
You killed
So-
him dead.
The rest of you get a message telling you that there's a large amount of slime in the medical bay. It's just killed Dr. Iyengar. What are you going to do?
gonna go shit.
I'm gonna go
well,
over there and help.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna run over. Start running over
Okay.
with my bleach.
So you're all going to go running over,
Yes,
Sword
Sprint.
in hand.
which
She
means
runs into the storm.
don't have time for a you don't have time for a breather.
Is there someone in the underwear?
Well, I'm going to imagine that Sean's character is going to put some clothes back on before he joins you,
He's just running around in his.
rather than running around in his underwear. But I'm just guessing here.
Well,
Okay.
Set the scene.
Depends on.
On an
On how-
rig in the middle of the ocean, massive storm raging outside, man running around in his underwear.
Okay, so can I get another dexterity, please don't blow me overboard test from you all, please?
If we were to dash there, how long would it take us to get there?
Uh-oh.
It's going to
You
take
do
a
have
little
those 2
while.
points, though, Jenny, remember? 3 points.
Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
I never actually used them, did I? So
Which what? You didn't use what? What did you not use? What?
well, I just rolled an 8 on my dex, but I
Oh, dear.
had an extra +3 that was
From
given to
me
me.
at the
You
start.
did, yes.
And I never used
It
it.
did
yet.
say during this encounter, which is
Oh.
technically over, but I'm going to allow it because he also specifically said to prevent you being blown away in the gale, which is what's
I was
happening.
going to say, if you know, I've got stunt points and I could just use my strength to keep hold of her.
No, I'm gonna say those points because otherwise they'd have just been lost, and it seems a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
So okay, yes, you can.
Yay! Hopefully that's a pass.
So that's all. Everybody's got 11 or better, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
Okay. Right. Okay. Can I get a D6 roll, please, from Ben? Because it was your character got the shittiest roll there.
Yes. 3.
You got 3. Let me just
Did
check.
someone die? Tell me someone died.
Well, if you shut up long enough, I'll find out. Okay, so I need to check my rules section.
How to kill your players. rules.
Complications. This is 11 points of complications you've got in the pool because I forgot to make this test when you had 10, so my mistake.
Jesus.
You've just rolled 3, which means a minor effect, and 0 on the. So I'm going to 0 the pool off. That's drained the pool. As you guys come flying along, although you're all kind of trying to not be blown away in the storm, Greg is just blown sideways by a sudden gust and whack, wangs his head into one of the metal containers at the corner.
Ooh.
So, Greg, you're wearing your hard hat, so you've got 1 point of armour. However,
Oh, good, that'll help me.
you do take... It's only to your head, of
1
course.
point of damage.
1 point of damage. Well, it's 3 in total, so I take it you've got a point of toughness as well, yeah?
I've got 3, so yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Luckily for you, you only hit your head, so it missed all your vital spots.
Yeah.
And
Just a loud dunk.
Just-
So it's
yeah,
okay, guys, It's
exactly.
only my head.
just a loud dunk as he clangs his head off the
Right, I'm
wall.
back. What's happening?
Okay, somebody want to inform him what's going on while I move
I
your...
smashed my head off a container. Nothing
Okay.
bad.
Maybe roll it back a little bit more than that.
I heard that bit.
okay, a bit further back then. In the beginning.
Fuck's sake.
Want to use in the med bay describe what happened? I mean, it's your story.
Basically, the doctor from the old rig opened the door of the locker where this guy's boots were, and a massive amount of slime fell on him and dissolved them. Mark and I promptly grabbed the gurney, dragged it into the small isolation bay, and we've used the gurney that was already in there to block the door. We've radioed to say there's a large amount of slime in med bay.
Yeah. So, what your companions have decided is you're all racing over there to get everybody out. So you quickly pulled your flight suit back on now that you know all the slime on it's dead. Stuck your feet in your boots, wanged your helmet back on, and off you've gone with the others. Greg was taken by surprise by a sudden gust of wind as he came round a corner. This was due to the complication pool. It blew him off his feet and he banged his head into the corner of the metal container. Luckily for him, he was wearing both his hard hat and he has a lot of points of toughness. I didn't roll enough damage to get past that. So he just banged his head and it's just made a sort of hollow ringing sound.
Clunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Thing is, did we pick up any more fire extinguishers along the way?
You can have done. I'm going to say you're all armed with a fire extinguisher. Yes.
Okay.
And what
so I've
about
got-
the two? What do you call it?
Oh yeah, Christ, yes.
workers?
They'll be with you. Let me just go get them. They were coming down to help when the fight ended, weren't they? So they will run off with. I mean, they've no idea what the hell everybody's talking about, slime, but they are going to come and assist anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so you are over here, and they're coming up behind. 2 oil rig workers. There you go.
What is actually? I mean, I know we can't see it yet, but what is left of the doctor?
Mostly bones and his boots at the moment.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not a great deal of them. Okay, so you're now outside, and Slimy is. Oh, it's grown because it's eaten.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's bigger
Don't
and
say
badder.
that.
On the plus side,
Mhm.
med bay will be full of things like medical alcohol,
Yes.
and you know there'll be
Should be
fire
bleach.
extinguishers here as well.
Mhm.
We might even no, they won't. Well, they might actually.
Mhm.
One of the things we use to freeze severed digits or limbs is liquid
Freeze.
nitrogen,
Yes.
Yeah.
and a massive amount. There might
true.
even be like a freezer full of ice.
Be a
It's a
terrible
freezer
one.
full of ice, but the liquid nitrogen's not stored in here. It's stored in a medical
No.
storage unit, which is on a
Aye.
different floor.
Right, but the freezer full of ice could be useful because you could just dump it all over it to sort of shrink it and hold it in place,
Mhm.
and then use I don't know if there's any kind of equipment or bits of plastic or something to push it into the freezer and shut the lid on it,
Well, yeah. I mean,
and then turn the
Worth
freezer
a
up
go.
full. And it will also have the advantage of, if you store it like that it can be researched.
That's a very good point.
yeah.
Very good. Right, okay, could everybody go ahead and give me their initiative tests, please?
Hello.
Hello?
You would have
Hmm.
liquid nitrogen on the oil rig anyway, because if a pipe sets up in flames, it's the way that they would cool it down.
Yes.
Is that us as well to give initiative?
Yes.
Oh,
Everyone
another
else.
fantastic initiative from Greg.
Ball sacks.
I just hear ball sacks in the distance.
So this slime's either a medium or a large. Right
It's a
now.
large now. Well, it's it's a medium now. Larges can get...
No, you said
How-
large. It's a large.
No, it isn't. You can't cope with a large just yet.
How big do they go? Can they get bigger than that?
City
Can-
destroyers.
aye. Well,
Just a
no,
giant slime.
They don't normally get that big. Well, you don't know, would be the answer. You
Yeah.
guys don't know.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
This is
I
like
didn't know.
literally the real life blob, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
pretty
I
much.
know, obviously, Chris's character was researching them, but I don't think.
I
that we
don't
would know
remember
about
any
In
that.
research
in
actually
theory, he
coming up on
doesn't know if there been an upper limit.
Right.
Did we actually find out about them growing in size as they eat? Because I don't remember that in the research.
I don't think you did, but you know now.
Well, now we know, yeah.
So,
But-
Jeremy Halford, what would he like to do?
Go home.
Okay.
Alright, so
That's what he
Well,
would
we all
like to
want to
do.
do that, frankly.
Inject.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the toughest person in the world here, and I've already been hurt by one of these things.
Yes.
I'm not keen on facing off against one,
Don't
even
do
though I've
that.
got a fire extinguisher and what have you. But I'll stand ready to pull the door open for whoever wants to burst in, spraying
I'll be
fire
back then.
extinguisher.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've essentially held your action then. You can go at any time during this round. You can just stop me and say you'd like to act at that point. Greg Bishop, what are you doing?
Well, if Jeremy, if Jeremy's going to open the door for me, I'll be standing waiting, and as soon as that door comes open as soon as it comes open, I'm going to just spray.
Okay, it's too far away when he opens the door. He wrenches the door open for you.
I'll move up to the door then.
Gonna have to move in a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you mind?
Oh, of course, sorry. So you were going to run right up into hand-to-hand combat with this thing, weren't you? That's what you said.
Oh God.
Spray it.
You're going to spray it from about there, which is about the maximum range on the
And I'll say some cool line that I haven't thought of yet.
Well, let's see if you hit it first. Cool lines
I
only
need to roll
work
to
if
hit.
you can make
That's
cool
right.
things happen.
In your Arnie Schwarzenegger voice, it's time to chill.
Yes.
Time to chill out. Is a 13 a hit?
A 13 is a hit, yes.
Okay, no stun points, unfortunately.
So you unleash your fire extinguisher all over the creature. Go ahead and do d6 damage.
Max damage.
6, nice one.
I'm going to need to take a break. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay, no
Bye.
problem. So Anthony Burr's up next. What would he like to do?
I would like to do the same.
Okay, so you're going to go in on the other side, so through the door and off to that flank, and unleash your fire extinguisher at it. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's an accuracy test to hit.
Oh.
Okay, so you come rushing through the door and unleash a blast of the coal from the CO2 extinguisher too early and miss the thing. Next up we have the...
1 second. Can I use quick reflexes to try again?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Fortunate.
too quick, unfortunately, your reflexes. You've unleashed your second blast too early as well. So
Really, I need to go to the doctor. It's embarrassing. It's this freaking defective.
I know, it's terrible, it's terrible. Okay, the two oil rig workers, who this will be their first sight of the creature. So I'm going to need some dice rolls out of them.
It's going to be quite unpleasant sight.
Right, you are. Okay, one of them's not coming any fucking closer than that. The other one's going to dash through the door and spray the fire extinguisher at.
Oh.
That's a miss as well. So next up, we have Alan Lockhart. What would you like to do? I believe that's you, Mark.
I think you're on mute, Mark.
Yes, I was.
That's Sean and Mark so far.
I'm going to make sure the patient's okay and see if I can see where that slime is through the window.
Okay, give me a medical test, please. Normally just checking on him wouldn't be enough, but this is to see if you
I
need
get
to
a
take any.
+2, so 12.
12. Okay, you've managed to stabilise the patient temporarily. So you reckon that he's not going to need any further attention for about half an hour or so. You can, from where you are, just vaguely get a glimpse of the slime, which is roughly in the centre of the medical bay.
Right.
That's pretty much you done for the round. So, Erin, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to run up. I can't. Can you move my character inside? Because
I can
it just
move it.
keeps catching on.
You know you can open that door now, don't you? So, if you just open door, there you go.
Oh, I'm not used to these things. It still won't fucking let me go in, probably. Right, I will take a look at the bleach and take a look at the fire extinguisher.
Yep.
I'll use the fire extinguisher this time, I think.
Okay. You unleash an angry blast from the fire extinguisher. Make a roll. And like everybody else,
Oh
miss.
my god! That was
So
a
there's
shit
massive
roll.
clouds of fire extinguisher in this room. None of it anywhere near the thing you're all trying to hit.
I accidentally pointed it at my face, apparently.
You could die from that.
Okay, so Slimy is now going to look at all these nut jobs who keep coming in, spraying something in the air. And it's going to attempt to kill somebody. Let's see who. Chris, could you roll a d6 and I'll roll one for the oil worker, and whoever gets the lowest becomes the target. I got 5.
You said Lenny.
No.
So it scoots across here and attempts to attack Chris's character. So
Yeah. Deserve it.
touch.
I'm meant to be protecting you.
Yeah, 14. That's a hit. You're still in your suit, so you've got 1 point of armor. You take 3 damage, so reduce that by 1 for the suit, and whatever your toughness is can come off it as well.
So I take 1.
I take it at this point you can see what remains of the poor doctor.
You can. It's pretty damn gruesome.
Yeah.
Gruesome enough, I think I need a horror test from you.
Sorry, everyone.
Oh, is that for everyone? Okay.
Yup.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Jenny, add another point of fear.
Is that a willpower courage?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Willpower. Yeah. So I've got 2 fear. Does
sake.
something happen when I get to a certain level of fear?
Yes, it does, but it should currently be applying your fear on your rolls.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether it is or not, but it should be.
Should.
Okay, so it is Jeremy Halford to go next.
Who's outside the room? There's a gang of people in front of him. I'm just holding the door at this point.
Right, you're making an excellent doorman. Greg Bishop, you're up next.
Hodor, Hodor.
I'm gonna continue to hold down the trigger.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right, okay, that's a definite hit. You've unleashed your
Triple
cold
5.
blast.
You know
all
I'm
over
doing
the
it
creature.
again. I'm doing that 3d6 again.
Okay, go for it. I'll add 1 to the thing we pull, and you can blast it full
We
in the
should aim for
face with a
20.
maximum
We should aim for 20. Oh, 12
12
damage.
damage. Oh, dear
Still
God.
decent amount.
Yeah. Right, so most of this creature, it's really slowing down now. You can see that the outer shell of it's just frozen, and as the inner shell's still trying to move and get at you, it just cracks apart. The bulk of it just shatters and falls away. The whole thing is now much smaller than it was before. Let me just reduce it in size
Time to get downsized.
to represent the bollocks. To represent the fact that it has hardly any hit points left. There we
Ooh,
go.
it's a lot smaller.
Oh,
It
he's
is.
so cute.
It is a lot smaller. He did a vast amount of damage to it there.
Somebody give him a hug.
Okay, so Anthony Burr, what would he like to do next?
Same.
Sorry, could you say that again, Chris? I didn't
The
catch
same.
that. The same, right? Yes, go ahead.
That's a hit.
There's an
No,
11 a hit.
11 a hit.
The smaller one.
I think it is just.
Right.
It is a hit, yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just just do my d6.
Mhm.
It's better.
Excellent. So that's how would you like this to go down?
Okay. I'm gonna shout. I said what killed the slime, the ice age, and then they're gonna spray it.
Okay. So you spray the thing down, and the rest of it freezes, and then you all just kick it apart, and it shatters. So the thing that killed the doctor is now also dead. You've frozen it and destroyed it, stomping it into tiny little ice crystals.
I'm once again laughing manically while I do this.
Right, you are. So everybody's edging themselves away from
Stares in horror.
It's sort of giving him a bit of a weird look.
Sorry, Mark.
Looking for a syringe with an overdose of morphine and a blowgun.
Okay, so now you can all take a bit of a rest.
Okay.
So you can all get 5 health plus your constitution plus your level back.
I didn't take any damage.
Do we still have fear points?
Too
You
good.
still have fear points at the moment, yes?
Oh yeah, was an 11 a pass for the fear test?
Yes, just.
Okay, then I'm good.
So, how do you lose fear? Can you do a certain kind of rest for that?
I will take some fear off if you get a long rest, yes. And
Meditate.
Right,
away
okay.
from the... Actually, I'm going to reduce everybody's fear by 1 because the combined force of the entire party holding it down with their fire extinguishers took it out fairly quickly. So you're a bit more confident now that as long as you remain in a large group and are not taken by surprise by these things, you're more confident you can take them. So you can all reduce your fear pool by 1.
Somebody might want to at least cover up the doctor's remains. Pretty
Yeah.
nasty.
I think we need to check the floor and everything for other bits of slime and have a look in that cupboard to see if there's any more slime.
Yes.
And
idea.
basically liberally splash around the bleaching agents to clean the place up.
Yeah. Okay.
And probably tell the 2 workers to go back and do that to the accommodation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe sweep up what's left of the slimes.
Well, not fancying going out into the gale a third time, they call on the radio to find out if there's anybody in the accommodation block or near it who can go in and bleach it down. They're specifically looking for anything like a slime or a mold. Make sure it's gone. Don't get too close to it. It's toxic. Spray it down.
Yeah.
Somebody comes back on the radio and says, "We're on it. We'll get that done."
Clean up an aisle 4.
Yeah, clean up.
I'm quite curious
Yeah.
if this mold would survive in the sea, since it's like a plant, and plants generally don't like really salty water, do they?
Generally
Depends on the
not.
temperature.
Also, the temperature of the North Sea should be instantly fatal to this thing. So there's an interesting
It's really
question.
instantly fatal to children.
Yes. So there's an
You fall
interesting...
off the oil. Billy Connolly routine about it. You fall off an oil rig. They're saying you won't last 2 minutes in that water. We need to get somebody down there straight away. And a couple of miles up the coast, there's a woman taking a child's t-shirt off and saying, "Get in the water, you big jetty."
Yeah, pretty much. Aye. Okay, so you're not sure where it came from, but the temperature at the moment should be low enough. Well, certainly in the water would kill this thing outright.
Right, well, I think we should sweep up the bits that are left and chuck them into the sea if we can.
Should we do that to the doctor as well?
No!
You are fairly central at the medical lab. Let me just have a look. I'll drag
Well,
you
or
over.
flush them
sorry.
down the toilet.
No,
I mean, like burial at sea, man. Not just like...
Right. The toilet's not going to...
We're in autumn now, aren't we? So it would be
Yes.
about,
Yeah,
10 Celsius or something.
not going to flush into the sea,
It's not, no, it goes into a septic tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is full of nutrients.
That's a very good point, yes.
How do you know I was talking about slime and not the doctor?
You don't want to flush the doctor out without a sea. Burial at sea. No, that's not a legal thing. You can't do that without special permission.
There is a
Oh,
reason.
so we just go around it and just bury him in the septic tank.
There is a reason I came with these people, but I can't seem to remember what it is.
No, we collect up his remains because I take it he's just a set of bleached bones, really.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to...
We put him in some formaldehyde.
Okay, so you are. Somebody asked me a question about position, and I can't remember what it was or why they asked.
How close we were to the water.
Yeah.
Not very. Actually, that's not true. You're about. Let me just measure that. That's
Yeah.
probably only about 16 meters.
Well, who can throw things really well? We could gather the bits of the slimes up.
What, in this
And
wind,
so-
and
someone
nothing's
can-
getting thrown very far.
Well, it depends on what direction the wind's blowing us.
Back into your face.
Yeah.
Oh, well, of course it would be.
Northeast, so it would be, yes. Right.
Oh. All right, okay.
So
still
you
think
can
we
go over there and drop it over the side, but there's a strong possibility you'll be swept off the side of the oil rig. I say strong. There's a possibility. It's not that strong.
Just tie yourself to something and we can all hold onto the rope while someone does it.
That's how Erin got turned into a balloon earlier in the game. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not the best person. 'cause
Gethsemane is heavy.
I keep being...
Chris is the strongest, so he's probably likely to be the heaviest as well.
Okay.
There you go.
Why are you trying to dispose of a body? You can't do that. That's not.
I'm on about the bits of the
I
slime.
am a protector as well, so.
It's the slime. You're going to throw it into the sea.
Yes.
What's left?
Yeah,
Just in
okay.
case it decides to come back to life again or something.
Obviously, the doctor will bury him properly.
Yeah.
I'll
I
put
was
my
only
glove.
joking about the doctor, you know.
I'll put my gloves on that I use for my wincing.
Right. You put your
Does-
heavy-duty gloves on and head back out into the gale. Can I have another dexterity athletics check from you, please?
Bearing in mind, we would have tied him up and everything.
13's the target. It's getting quite nasty out there.
Dexterity, yes.
Dexterity, athletics, yes, or acrobatics.
Oh.
Bye, Chris.
People flying past.
Is there a railing or anything?
There is a
Oh.
railing, so I'm going to give you +2. That's still not going to be enough, so you're going
I
to
was
be
going to use
battered.
my might, that's all, okay.
Oh, right, yes. You're just going to try and grab on and hold. Okay.
Yeah, for dear life.
Okay, make a strength might test. Go on, I'm going to allow this. Fucking
Ooh.
hell. Yeah,
That's
easy.
much better.
Not letting go.
So you grab a hold of the side and like, nope, I'm not being blown over there. And hold on for dear life until the wind temporarily drops and then you scurry back into the medical bay.
It's a bit strong out there. I don't think I'm doing it just yet.
Yeah. That's
We need a
pretty
plan
much.
B, guys. I'm guessing the storms got closer then.
Yes.
So how do they dispose of medical remains? Do they have an incinerator?
Yes, they have facilities to
See
dispose
this
of
machine in the corner?
autoclave, yes.
Would that not sterilise the remains of the slime into not being slime?
Yes, it would.
All right, well.
You could have told me earlier.
Like, thanks a bunch, guys. Right, well,
Okay, so you take a look. Is anybody still injured, by the way, after their light rest? Because you are in a medical bay. This seems like a good place to have that dealt with.
Nah.
yeah. I have no injuries.
Nobody? Okay.
Oh, do you?
So what would you all like to do now, then? As far as you can tell, all the slight...
I'd rather we use the autoclave to sterilise the stuff that's being made at the moment
Okay.
for the potential surgery before we autoclave.
We should probably get onto that.
And-
I can
and
work
one
on that
alien
with the other two.
slime.
Okay, yes, you can if you would like to do that, then... Ben? Sorry, mind went blank there.
Just an engineering test.
Yes, an engineering test will be fine.
18 with 4 stun points.
Okay. Right, so the engineers have managed to get the equipment to you that you need to do this operation. You autoclave it clean as best you can. You're now, if you guys arrived at about sort of 9:30 at night, it's now about midnight by the time everything's ready to do the operation. But you've managed to get, the engineers have created something that's close enough. You've autoclaved it all sterile. You can attempt the operation. I am going to assume that nobody but the medics are in the isolation room.
Yeah, I'll wait outside.
Okay.
You're going to wait outside in the rain, are you? Okay.
Not outside the
Isolation
operation.
room. Okay, so this is going to be an advanced test because there are a number of things that could go wrong. First of all, you could, for example, you could overdose them or underdose them on the anaesthetic, either of which could be fatal at this point. You then need to open the chest without causing any further damage to the cardiovascular system or the lungs. You then need to remove the parts of the big pointy bone, what's gone through his lung, which is going to cause the lung to completely collapse. So you're then going to need to make sure that the lung will remain inflated. And you're doing all of this with improvised equipment in a not quite sterile room. So it's not ideal.
Hang on, though.
So,
We
like,
could,
what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly, what could possibly go wrong? So,
on the upside, though, if the guy's got a couple broken bones, we've got spare parts over in the corner.
yes, you do.
Oh.
Ben, you came through in stereo there, so I suspect that if you're still in the same room as Chris, I suspect his mic picked you up at the same time as yours did.
I'll talk more quiet.
Sorry, I'm muted now.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just thought I'd let people know so they can take whatever action they feel is appropriate. Okay, so the two doctors, could I get medical rolls from both of you, please? Your pass threshold is only 11, but what's important here is the number on your stunt dice, because that's going to go into a... Excuse me.
Yeah, and remember, maybe you get +2 this roll because it's your first medical roll since the...
Yeah.
Yes, that's a very good point.
So do you want me to go first then? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So you guys are all stood out in the main medical room looking through the windows. You can hear bleep,
It's a 20.
bleep,
With
bleep.
the extra 2, I've got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okie dokie. And you get to add 1 into the pool. The healing pool. So that's 1. Okay, so you've managed to administer the right amount of anaesthetic. You can see his eyes drifting off. And he goes to sleep. You're monitoring. Bleep, bleep. Bleep, bleep.
Can I point out, Brian?
Bleep, bleep.
I've
Yeah.
got the emergency care talent. You can treat wounds and illnesses in the field.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
You have trained. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. That's why I'm allowing this, because you
Okay.
both have the emergency trauma care. Okay, so Mark, you can make your roll as well, please. Don't panic. Your target number's 11. You're pretty good at this. You can probably pass. 12. There you go. And with 5 in the pool, so you've managed to crack the chest open.
For your point.
Yes.
We took those off.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 6. So you have managed to open the chest without causing any further damage. So it's now a case of carefully removing the bone fragments and trying not to do any further damage to the lungs. But you've managed to do this without harming the cardiovascular system. Now let's see if you can do it without damaging the respiratory system. Give me another medical roll, the pair of you, please. You're creeping up towards your total target, so
Okay.
that's a pass, and 3 more points go into that pool. It's 9 you're on now. 9. And Gail, you've got 12. That's a pass. 2 more points. That's 11. So it takes you about 2.5 hours in total to complete this operation. If you've managed to stabilise them, set the bone breaks, and repair as much as you can the damage to the lungs. You could still do with casivaccinum to get so he's probably going to need some implants, but he is stable. He's going to survive. He's going to need rest for a while, but he's going to survive. Give yourselves a big pat on the back.
Nice.
Hey.
And can I have a perception seeing test from everybody, please? Your target number is... Dun, 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 dun. What is it?
Oh, fuck me.
Target number is 15. It's very
Oh, well,
high.
I
Alright,
got
mine was rubbish as
15.
well. Obviously, I've got sweat in my eyes for this
Hey.
operation.
Me and Chris
Okay.
passed so far.
Okay, so
And
what?
me.
And you as well. So what the three of you notice is something's just walked past the window outside.
Something.
Something.
Oh.
Walked's not the right term I'm looking for. Scuttled. Scuttled past the window is more the term that I should be using.
I'm going to use my stunt points to add when a plan comes together.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
going to give it to 2 points to Dr. Gale and 2 points to Ben's character.
Okay.
Don't think you can do that, can you?
I've got
Three
5.
I don't think it's gonna matter anyway. I need a 15 to pass, and I rolled a 6.
No, in the future, it's like on a future roll.
It needs to be on the same encounter,
Okay.
really. Though.
Oh, is it?
Well, I suppose
Okay.
technically this is still the same.
Stitch in time then. Setting myself up to successfully roll next time.
Yeah, you can do.
I'll put the 3 points into my rolling for next time. Do you want me to explain that for the audience?
Yes, you could do, please.
A stitch in time, you put the effort to do the right thing right the first time, setting yourself up for more successes later. Gain 1+1
Stop.
per SP spent, and the next test related to this one during this encounter, as long as this roll was part of an advanced test.
Okay, so tell me what you're all seeing right now.
I'm not seeing light from somebody. Don't think I have light.
It's
I
sort
can
of.
see the room's grey. There's just me and the patient in it.
So you could say it's just gone dark, yes? That's because it's
Yeah.
just gone dark.
Oh.
Well,
I
suddenly,
see it.
all the lights go out. At the same time,
think I have a light from my
the
torch.
medical... At the same time, the medical monitor... Bleep, 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 bleep.
Have we not got emergency backup?
Physically check him.
He's fine. He's fine.
So it's just
The monitor's dead.
Right.
The lights are out. The monitor's dead. You can hear shouting vaguely in the over the sound of
Look,
the wind and everything.
I'm going to look at Aston and say, I'll keep an eye on him. We'll just have to do it old school.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
pretty sure he's safe because you've just finished the operation. You were lucky. You just
Yeah,
finished the
but
operation.
we've just finished like kind of major surgery on him. I want to keep an eye on
Oh
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We need constant monitoring.
All the
I'm
monitors,
gonna-
all the computers, everything in here is off. The lights are off. You can look out the window. The lights across the entire rig have gone off.
Somebody find me a torch.
Should there not be some kind of backup?
Yes, there will be. Somebody's probably going to have to do something about that.
Yeah. I'm going to run to the window and see if I can get a better look at what was out there.
I imagine I'll have a torch on my tool belt or something.
Yes, Ben, you will. Just give me a second. I'll add a torch to you. I think Chris has already got a torch switched on his, actually. So, dynamic lighting.
Would I have brought my little...
I dare say you did, yes.
Being aircrew, would we not automatically have torches on us?
Probably, yeah.
I want a torch.
I think everyone but the doctors would have torches, to be fair, wouldn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah. Okay, so that's... Ben, your torch should have come on now.
Yep.
Excellent. So let me just do... Erin, your torch should be about to come on as well. Now, yours was quite a good one, so I'll just do that. Erin, your torch should have come on. Yep, excellent. Starting with the aircrew, yours is already on, so we just need to put Sean's on. So, token emits light. 1. Low light. I think what I've just done is put your torches on as a pool rather than a beam, but never mind. We'll go with that for now. So everybody's got their torches on. In the distance, you can see lights bobbing about, but the small lights, other people with torches. Most of them are actually inside the various chambers and such.
Right. Can see whatever it was that moved past the window.
Make a perception. Seeing test, please.
Right, I'll go over here and shine a torch through this window.
15.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, illuminate the medical
Hang
bay.
on a minute. Why is it adding one for my fear instead of taking one away?
It makes you more wary.
Yes, it does. Perception actually improves. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see anything through the window, so I would be going into engineer mode and I would need to get these lights on.
Right. Yeah. Okay. You're aware of what seems to have happened as all the power's off. There is a number of things that could have caused this. Some kind of massive power cut, which would mean they should be bringing the emergency power on from the control room right now, which they didn't. Give me an engineering test to see if you can figure out what else might have caused it.
Somebody get 50 pence for the meter.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right. Since everybody's radios are off as well, nobody thought to ask me, but you notice now, you realise that the rig's been hit by an EMP wave.
Oh.
That would only come from massive storms, doesn't it?
Well, it shouldn't be coming from a storm. It could.
No.
Well, it could. It could come from a lightning
Solar
strike,
flare.
but you didn't see a lightning strike. But then you're not familiar with what kind of storms, what kind of effects storms travelling between two separate dimensions might cause.
That's true. I'll just go to everyone and I'll be like, well, all power's off, the radios are off, so that would indicate some kind of EMP interference, I guess.
You imagine that right now the control room are trying to reboot something to get the emergency power on. The problem is, from the control room, the way to put the emergency power on is also electrical.
Well, I need to go to the control room or somewhere to
But
help fix it.
they have a battery that should have kept them going. But if this is an EMP wave, then it looks as like it's taken that out as well. Sorry, Jenny, go ahead.
Sorry. Just before anybody goes outside, did I see anything outside with that 15?
You got 15, did you? Let me do a sneak roll for whatever's out there. And we will find out.
I don't want people just go la-di-da out the door and there's this giant freaking thing.
So,
It's Squidward tentacles.
so into the character sheet, whisper this roll so you don't see what it is. And it needs a... Let's see now. It got... Yeah, you
Bloody hell, that's a good roll.
You didn't see anything.
Fuck. Okay. Right. Well, you said we could hear shouting. Was it shouting or screaming?
Shouting from various parts of the oil rig.
Well, I am going to sort of stick my head out and take a proper look outside, see if I can figure out where the shouting is coming from.
Okay. You stick your head out. Give me a perception hearing test. 17. Okay, so... yeah, the shoutings come from various parts of the oil rig. It's just people startled by the power suddenly going out.
Right, so there's not any sort of nearer to us in particular.
You don't think so, but you scored a 17. Right. You can hear very, very vaguely over the sound of the hurricane. You can hear...
Oh no.
Do I recognise that sound?
Oh, yes. You'd recognise it from in the deep, dark tunnels beneath Newcastle.
The deep, dark nights in the deep, dark tunnels.
You just look at everyone. The squids are back.
Well, they
Not if
would
you know about it.
We might have had some calls about them.
I'll just be like, shit!
Alright, it's going to... actually, Jenny, I'm going to need a...
Jenny's going to be like, what I need is 2 Glaswegians to kick my head.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe everybody off here. Remove all turns. Clear. Jenny, I need an initiative roll from you, please.
Right.
Is that 2 6s, I see?
Doesn't.
Don't tell them.
Right, so Erin, perception, and okay, yeah. Doesn't matter. Initiative doesn't count. The D6 is
Oh, go on.
no,
It should
because
do.
it has to be a successful test. Initiative can't be unsuccessful. It's just a matter of ranking. So initiative doesn't count.
Shame.
However, right, I only needed Jenny's there, so I'll just take that off because it's all to see whether. Oh, actually, maybe. Never mind. No, okay. So I need to roll. I think that was my fault. I think I had.
Because none of us know about anything out there yet, do we?
No, you don't. Because if this thing goes first, like it did, and kills Jenny's
Well, you
character,
rolled well.
like it might, it'll sort of zip her up into the air before you know what's happening. Well, not the air. It's standing on the roof. It's standing on the top of this this thing, and its tentacles have come over to grab you. So let's see if they do. I've taken Whisper off. It is time for me to. I don't know, if just do that. That'll work. And then tentacle you. 17 with 3 stunt
Ooh.
points.
Oh.
So preferred stunts.
You just see everyone stick
You
their head
have
out and
been
then go.
tentacled.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to make a multiple attack. So it's going to attack you a second time. It doesn't get to aim the second time, so let's just roll that. Oh, shit. Right, okay. So it's hit
God.
Erin twice.
Nice knowing you.
First hit did 4 points of damage. You can reduce that by your toughness, and the second hit did 5 points of damage. You can reduce that by your toughness as well.
Has it suctioned onto her head?
Well, it's still got 1 point, which it's going to use for a skirmish. And the skirmish it's going to use is to pull you up and out of the door.
I'll be like, ah!
Yeah, so what you can see is Erin opens the door, looks out, and these tentacles wrap around her arms and shoulders and lift her up into the... You can hear her screaming as she's dragged her legs kicking into the air.
So now we need to keep the other pilot safe, don't we?
Thanks. They're like, oh, well, never mind. See you later.
Is this a set of stairs outside?
It is a set of stairs outside the... Yes.
The ridge, right?
Okay, so that was the surprise round over. Well, actually, it's not, because Erin hasn't had her go. Silly me. Erin, what would you like to do before this thing eats you?
Would I have brought any of my weapons with me? Probably not.
I am going to say because you've probably had a knife or something hidden in your flight suit, yes.
Okay. I don't have anything. Would I be able to...
Bite it. Bite it. Bite it in the tentacles.
Oh, God, no. What if it's got, like, acid blood or something?
Well, you know it spits acid.
Yeah. Can I use the knife using brawling attack? Or would I not be
I'll
able
allow
to?
it. I'll allow it.
You could give it an Indian burn, you know, grip its tentacle and give it a...
Twist. Yeah.
Right, well, I'll try
Give it a wet willy.
Damage
That's
tentacle.
12, that's a hit, and you've got 5 stunt points. What would you like to use those for?
Right,
Triple
well,
damage.
I'll roll normal damage first, which won't be very much, but, you know,
1 damage.
shit.
That was pretty poor.
I mean, that's for brawling. I don't know if you get extra damage for it. being
Well,
on
you were
the-
using the dagger that your friend stole from the museum, weren't you? Or one of the daggers. There will have been several. I very much doubt you'll have been able to bring anything larger than that.
Yeah.
Pulls the halberd out of her. I don't know.
Yeah.
On the upside, they don't rust.
I am going to say... Let me have a look now. Hand-to-hand weapons. Axe, club, baseball bat. Hammer. You could whack it with a hammer, I suppose.
I do actually have a hammer. So maybe
Okay.
let's say I brought the hammer instead.
Okay,
I'll
hit it with a
read-
hammer. D6 plus your strength.
On again.
And no strength
Oh,
bonus.
see. Right. Right, 5 points though.
Mhm.
What was the one that was not on here, but it takes
Extra two
It would
dice
be an
for 5
extra
points.
2d6 damage. 5 points, and
Okay.
it'll add 1 to your complications pool.
Oh.
Ooh.
8 damage, right. So you did 9 in total. It's got 1 point of armor, so that's 8.
Yeah.
It's got 1 point of toughness, so that's 7. 7 points of damage got through. So as this thing lifts you up, you slice through one of its tentacles, completely severing it. The other one lets go in surprise. It just drops you back to the ground, and it scuttles away injured.
All right, you fucker.
You came out of that one better than the last time you took on one of them.
You really
Yeah.
did, yeah.
And that's all I can really do now
Just
then.
been hanging out with Rab too much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shanked it.
Okay, so everybody else, what would you like to do? Would you like to hide in here, or would you like to roll initiative? Or
A quick question: if as a winchman, would I have some form of axe for grabbing onto things?
probably not. No.
No. Okay. Would there be one on the helicopter, like a fire axe?
Yeah, there might be. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to see that what just happened, and as I would have heard some screaming, possibly,
Yeah.
I wanted to go and protect whatever's just happened, so I'll be running for the door.
Right, you are. So make an initiative roll for me, please, and add yourself to the initiative.
Select myself.
Protect.
13. Excellent. Anybody else wants to get involved in the fight? Roll initiative now.
I never turned down a fight. You know that.
Enthusiastic about helping me.
It's his drive. He's just...
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor.
Not a brawler.
Yeah. I've got a penalty to fighting, so there's no point in me coming out.
Yeah, you're not great at fighting. It has to be said. So is that everybody who wants a go in the fight got an initiative? Yeah.
Everybody that wants a square go.
Yes.
Surely you'd be good at like chucking scalpels at things, maybe.
Chucking scalpels and things.
Well, yeah, but you did the way I NPC'd the doctor character in the Traveller game was he turned up to the fight with a syringe full of knockout
Yeah.
That makes sense.
drops.
Okay, so it's the man of war to go next. It's not happy because it's been quite badly injured. So it actually doesn't know there are. I don't know what it's gonna do.
It's gonna fuck off into the sea. That's what it's gonna do.
It's gonna
I agree.
pull back a little bit, but it's gonna slap at you in an attempt to knock you out with its other remaining tentacles.
It's going to backhand you.
It's gonna backhand you essentially. Yes.
Pimp slap.
14. That's a hit.
Yeah, it is.
So it has done you another 5 points of damage. Subtract your toughness from that.
How
Is it-
badly are you injured?
Hang on. Is it a head hit?
You did say it was trying to knock her out.
Okay, I'm going to say it's a head hit, so you can reduce the damage by another 1. Greg Bishop, you to go. What would you like to do?
By the way, I'm down to 14 out of 24.
Right,
Because
okay.
somebody asked.
You'll
You're
be
fine. You got
fine.
your conviction points.
Yeah?
Am I able to move up there and attack it with a fire extinguisher on the same round? Like bash its skull in with the fire extinguisher?
You can hit it with a fire extinguisher, yes, by all means.
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, whoa, stop talking. You're coming through in about 3 things there.
Yeah.
And
He's talking quite loudly. That's fine.
massively overpowering.
gonna run up the stairs and I'll bash its skull in with the fire extinguisher.
Right, okay, you're going to run up the stairs, move you... Oh, no, I need to move you, don't I? So you're going to run up the stairs to about here and attempt to bash its head in with a fire extinguisher. So go ahead and make a fighting attack roll. You can use brawling if you've got it. This is an improvised weapon. It's going to do d6 damage plus your strength if you hit the thing.
Oh, I think I've hit it.
I think you fucking have, and with 4 stun points as well. What would you like to use those on?
I'll do lethal blow.
So
Is it for an extra
d6
d6?
damage, yeah.
So 2d6 plus my strength. My strength
Shit, I
is
think you might have killed it.
3.
Okay, go ahead. No, you didn't.
Only 8 damage.
Right,
but,
so you
yeah.
wang it full in the face. You can feel
Donk.
something crack under the impact. If not for its toughness and its armor, you would have killed it there, actually. So you came
Again,
back pretty fucking
may I add?
close.
Laughing manically.
Okay.
Maniacally. But yeah, so that was 2 stun points. You've got 4,
Yeah.
so you could spend the other 2 to knock it off the top if you can skirmish it off the top.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
See how
if I'm able
if
to
it
do
takes
that,
full
yeah.
damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try and do that as well.
You knock it down this way, it's going to take another d6 damage as you knock it off the stairs down onto the walkway. So you've whacked it, bang, right in the face, and then twisted to try and throw it down onto the ground. So, yeah, roll a d6, and that's the amount of additional damage it's going to take from the fall.
6.
Hope so. Only a 4.
Only 4
See?
is exactly what you needed to kill it, so describe
Really?
its death. Yeah.
All right. I'll run up the stairs, like I don't know, just laughing maniacally. The razor sharp focus. And I'll, like you said, clong it across whatever its head is, and it'll just fall and splat.
Right, you are. It does. It lands on its head and just bursts.
Like a ripe watermelon.
Exactly like a ripe watermelon, yes. Yeah.
Erin is spattered in gore.
She's a little bit further away than she'd need to be spotted. Maybe her boots get a bit gory. Okay, so that's that fight over. So as Greg finishes it, can I have a perception scene test, please, from her?
From everyone?
Just from actually, Erin, you can make one as well.
Oh, okay.
You're the 2
Who
people.
was the first person you said? I didn't hear.
You.
Oh, me. Okay. I'm gonna fail. I'm shit at seeing, but okay. Did it? Yeah.
Okay. Greg doesn't
Fuck's sake.
notice, so he turns round to flex a bit and show off because he's killed this thing. Erin, you spot another one coming running down the
Right.
side of the. Going
I'll
for him.
shout.
Okay.
One behind you or wherever the hell it is, if it is.
Can I do a
behind you.
hearing test?
Yes, you can. Oh shit!
I'll
That's
be
not
like-
what I meant to have happen at all.
But is the storm not blowing outside?
Yes, it is. So the target number will be quite high.
It took the form of an engineer.
Never mind.
You heard.
Yeah, you heard absolutely nothing in the chaos of the storm outside as this creature comes down.
To be fair, everybody saw what just happened to Erin anyway, I think.
Yes.
So you could probably presume you might.
Yeah. As you
Head out.
yell a warning to him, Ben, your
Yeah.
character turns round. You see this thing coming down towards you. You scuttle backwards trying to get to your feet. You almost slip off the bottom stair as this thing lunges for you, and then suddenly, and it's the top half of it, its head, just slides off and hits the ground.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Yeah, you didn't think these were the worst things you were going to meet today, did you?
Oh shit.
Oh.
No!
I was hoping this was like a really cool samurai intro.
I thought it was someone helping him, like a ninja.
Yeah.
It's not The Walking Dead.
It's it. Deadpool hasn't turned up to save us.
Okay, so
Oh shit.
as it does,
Oh.
that thing flies across the top. It takes the rest of the body, the bit that didn't fly up, it's got in its paws and its claws, and it just starts eating that, and then it spots the rest of you.
I can imagine it like I see it coming towards me. Ah.
Yes.
Ah. And then I see that thing. Ah!
So if you would all like to get a closer look at it, it looks something like that. You all see that?
Nope.
No,
Still waiting for it to come up.
can't see anything.
You can't see anything. Okay, well, that's annoying. Oh, of course, because it'll be in the fucking dark, won't it? So, I think, let's see who can see it. No,
Well, I
you
can
should.
see the token. I thought you were bringing a pop-up
I
for
did.
everyone to see.
I did.
Oh. Didn't.
But it
see
didn't come
that
up.
then.
Okay, I tell you what, guys. If you can see the token, highlight
Zoom
it,
in
click
on
Z if you can, and you'll see the thing. Or just zoom in on it.
I can't highlight it.
Essentially,
Is
it
it the
looks like,
multi-eyed thing?
yeah. Essentially, it looks like some bizarre mixture of
It's like a bat.
yeah, bat come human, bits of dog in there, massive pointy
Combat.
teeth,
That's
huge,
fun.
huge slashy claws on the end of its wings and its feet. These massive ears and eyes, and as you look up at the sky, you can see coming out of the rift and out of the storm, dozens of them
No,
descending
no.
towards the oil rig.
Shit.
I
Well-
do like how you called them combat.
Yes.
We need to get out of here.
So thank you very much for joining us today, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the game.
Ah.
Those at home, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Next week we'll pick up from here as the cloud of combats descend upon the defenceless oil rig at roughly the same time as the men of war have crawled up from the sea. Soon there's going to be more
Wonderful.
otherverse life forms on this oil platform than there are terrestrial ones. But we'll see how that goes next week. Thank you very much for tuning in. This has been Pandora's Age, using the Modern Age rule system, which you can check out on Green Ronin Publishing's website in their shop. We'll see you all next week for the next episode. Thank you very much for joining us. Do stay safe and good night.